Welcome back to the Sice Room, where culture collides, bold takes fly, and real conversation spark heated debates. I'm your host, Trey Five, and tonight we got a lineup of topics that have everyone talking, and this is what we tackling tonight. So in Who's Sicing, we're exploring whether character still matters in hip-hop, debating gentrification versus gun violence in DC, and discussing whether single mothers are raising strong families, or is the rise in single-parent homes hurting Black culture? In the Bipartisan Breakdown, we'll evaluate the strengths and the weaknesses of the Democrats and the Republicans, highlighting their top leaders and their biggest controversies. And last but not least, in the Sice Report, we'll discuss DC's own Trayon White, his public apology and his swearing in, and whether his achievements outweigh his controversies. First up, let's talk about character in hip hop. From 6ix9ine to Gunna to Troy Ave to Young Thug, it's just like the idea of integrity seems to be taking a backseat in this culture. This 50-year-old culture, may I add. You can snitch, you can scam, you can push harmful messages, and you can still thrive in this culture. So panel, does character matter in hip hop anymore? Or has it become irrelevant in today's game? Floyd, what you got?
Okay, character and hip hop. I'm gonna take these glasses off. Say no, I'm serious. We're gonna see. A lot of people was just so amped up for Thug to come home. Or Thug he gonna shut y'all up. Y'all Sice and this Gunna thing. Thug gonna set it straight. I seen something the other day. Gunna lawyer came out, made like a public statement, telling us the Gunna didn't tell. Here's the thing though, Trey. I'm not deaf, dumb, or blind, and I damn sure wasn't born last night, right? So fuck what your lawyer came out and said, nigga. I heard what you said. And so maybe y'all don't know, maybe y'all don't realize that Gunna sat there in a court and told a judge and a prosecutor that he was pulled over in the car with Thug, and that they found guns, drugs, money, weapons, all this shit. And he told the whole court it wasn't his, right? He told the whole court that the money they was making from YSL, the label, was going to profit YSL, the gang. He told the judge and the prosecutor that he witnessed criminal acts being done by YSL, the gang, to profit and benefit the music label as well. This is what Gunna said. Nobody tricked him into saying it. He didn't just say, yes, ma'am, and that was it. No, he went in the courtroom and had to admit this. So when the lawyer come out and say, oh, nah, he never cooperated, that's not true. When they say it didn't have any bearing on Thug's case, that's a stretch of reality. When in actuality, when Gunna went ahead and copped that plea, everybody else went and copped as well. So now Thug, who is actively saying we're not a gang, has to go up against his lead artist coming in the courtroom saying we're a gang. And so for the last year that he's been free, yeah, he making money, he generating income. Thug needed that. Thug, who's facing all sorts of allegations of being this big mob boss, cannot come out in public and be like, fuck this snitch ass nigga, go kill him. He can't do that. It don't make no sense. But you notice you ain't seen them in no pictures with each other. What you have seen is Thug working with Lil Baby. From the beginning, Lil Baby's called Gunna a rat. And this is one of Gunna's top collaborators. So we're going to see this year just how much people care or don't care. People was fucking with Gunna because Gunna was doing these concerts and he put Free Jeffrey up on the thing. And people like, see, I told you, he likes Thug. Yeah, niggas told on me and wish me well too. I was looking at 20 years. So if people don't understand what it's like to be facing the rest of your life or fighting for your freedom in your life because somebody you trusted and had love for went in the courtroom and said your name, then you'll never understand it. If you're a civilian, then just dance to the music as long as you can and support who you want to support. But we see what happens in the long run. Tekashi kind of fizzled out, and with Thug's reemergence, with YFN Lucci coming home, his reemergence, with Lil Baby making a comeback, I wonder how long Gunna's reign is going to last. Now that the cat's out the bag, kind of. But we're going to see. I don't know if Kirk's has ever been really an issue over commerce. That's the real question. Kirk's or commerce. And when money is involved, people are more than willing to sacrifice their morals. And let me just say this before I end it. So many people are supporting Gunna because they would tell too. That's why they're like, oh, Gunna cool with me. He ain't because these the type of niggas that would tell on a nigga and be okay with it. But when it comes down to the game, the rap game, I think with this last year with Kendrick and the whole thing, I think it's starting to be a reemergence of ethics codes and values in the game. And God willing, we can get that going forward.
So, yeah, Floyd pretty much hit it on the nail. And when we talk about integrity, it reminds me of the conversation that keeps coming up. Well, do we separate the artist from their character and what they've done? Because if we're going to criticize Gunna and say, like, the same way we canceling Gunna is the same way I say, like, how people are canceling R. Kelly and anybody else has done something that is considered heinous in our community. And so it's just like, I think there's a lack of integrity in our culture in general these days. And I think it also just plays out in our music. And like Floyd said, people gonna go where they want to go. Whatever is popular, whatever is in their face, that's where, like, that's what people follow. And if it makes money, they're gonna push it.
Yeah, I definitely got a take on it. I agree with everything D Floyd said. He hit it right on the nail. The thing is about integrity. A person with integrity understands that even in the dark, they gotta show their light. You know what I mean? With the Gunner situation, it was all over. I mean, we seen it happen. But I want to tell you guys something about the feds. The feds have what a 98% conviction rate, and it's not based upon trials. It's based upon snitches. The thing is, in the last 15 years, we've literally witnessed a reflection of what actually happens in the real world. We have this code. We live by this code in the hood. We understand this code, but most people don't go by the code. Most people will fold pretty quick. And the statistics of the feds will literally show you that. When you're getting investigated by the feds, and Puffy found out that a couple of months ago, when you're getting investigated by the feds, people fail to realize the feds do their investigation first, and then they'll show you the evidence of every conversation that you done had on the phone, bam, bam, bam. And then usually when you're up in those rooms, you start to talk. That is it. I want to take it to a character, which we are talking about characters. I want to take it to Tekashi 69. When Tekashi 69 came home from actually snitching and then doing a video where he put a rat on his face, like the guy came home. And that's when I realized it's over. It's over. It's no more character. It's no more code. It's nothing. And it probably happened before on little scales, but when he came home and did that and still sold out arenas, that put into my mind that the audience doesn't give a fuck anymore. They don't care. They look at it as, hey, he did what he had to do. And that right there solidified everything that we're talking about on this particular topic as being okay for Gunner to do what he did. The thing is, 6ix9ine may be in the winds right now, but he literally set the seed for all of this shit to just be okay. So to the question of, is integrity or what a character doesn't matter in hip hop anymore? Yes, it does matter. It matters based upon it being characters in hip hop. That's all it is. It's characters. It's not having character. It's the characters that's in hip hop, to where we will never get back to the late 90s. We will never get back to Substance. We will never get back to any of that. These youngins coming up, they don't give a fuck about nothing but how the beat sound and how it make them feel.
Yeah, I look, listening to you guys, I got a small take. So when I think about Takashi 6ix9ine, I look at him as a straight rat. He say he a rat,
Mhm.
rat everything about him. When it comes to Gunna, I kind of have like a softer heart for Gunna. I look at Gunna like okay, picture me, I'm a violence interrupter. And I'm in the car with all my students. Somebody got a gun. You best believe I ain't taking no charge. I feel like Gunna was a rapper and he got caught up in I don't feel like he was a part of the game. So, like at one point it was just, when you're part of a gang, that's what it is. Now everybody is drawn into, the violence, and some people might not even be in it. So how do we protect those people that hang around the people that do it, but that's not really doing it? Like, so what are they supposed to do? So that's how I feel like with Gunna, because he never came out and said, "Oh, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he putting on a rat face." He's like, "Look, I'm a rat," and Gunna is just like kind of keeping it quiet, staying out the way. I feel like he was put in a situation that he never asked to be in, but that's just my take. So,
Look, I think what Miss Hardy just said is indicative of what most people feel about Gunna, right? Gunna never was, but the reality is Gunna's on the fucking song "Take It to Trial," where he's talking about getting niggas whacked, getting niggas killed, and if the judge asks me, I'm gonna take it to trial. Take that bitch to trial, monk trial, nigga. This nigga got a song called "Take It to Trial" with the top nigga and the top killer in the group. Right? Gunna is throwing up all sorts of Crip signs every video, wearing blue, 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 blue.
First album cover was all slime.
Hey, dog, we don't get to cosplay gangster.
We don't get to. And that's what's going on in 2025, 2020.
And that's why I said
cosplay.
That's why I said Tekashi.
It's a lot of cosplay.
I think Tekashi set the before Tekashi did like this elaborate shit. Like he put it on Front Street, right? So before rappers would try to, say, "Hey, this is why I did this." No, I didn't. Like Tekashi set the tone for that shit. Like for Gun, I listened to that. The lady, okay, he didn't say specific, but she was asking him questions about specific shit in the gang. So if he was not in the gang, how could he answer yes or no questions from said gang?
I think a lot of people's gripe is, yes, 6ix9ine was the outright representing, hey, I'm repping, hey, fuck them niggas, they did me wrong, I'm snitching on them, it's me versus y'all. I think a lot of people don't like the Gunna situation because he is co-signing the dry snitch. That I can hang with the killers and the drug dealers and benefit from being with these guys, benefit from cosplaying, benefit from that lifestyle where people don't know, is he official or is he not? But he's with all of the guys, so hey, he's official. We're not gonna take his jewelry. He's gonna get a lot of passes. He's gonna get these features. He's gonna get
both sides benefit.
But
both sides benefit.
Yeah, both sides benefit, but one side is benefiting more than the other. Because I'm a key component of, even when I preach gun violence, of we can't stop gun violence. Like, gun violence is gun violence, but we can bring awareness to it. We could teach people how to, hey, youngin, you try to go get the switch, but you can go legally get your gun. We can teach people how to defend themselves, how to properly load, clean. It's another education to guns versus just the street way. So guns is going to exist, but I believe in bringing awareness because the streets is going to be the streets. So if we say, I mean, both sides benefit, like the streets benefiting off of Gunna too, but the streets been here since been here. The streets gonna still be here. Gunna though, we still have to give these Gunners and these people, they have to hold themselves accountable because they're stepping into this, whether they know it or not. Me personally, I don't give a fuck. Nigga, once you in it, you learn. And you get a chance to make a decision for yourself. It's like, damn, am I gonna use this shit to get where I'm trying to go, knowing they trying to use my talent and it's a barter system? Or am I gonna subtract myself from this, be a real man, stand up to whatever that bullying is, just how we did back in school, whatever. Everybody didn't have to join the gangs. Like everybody didn't have, and then niggas that's in gangs, we know everybody that join the gangs, they ain't the same type of niggas. So everybody ain't rapping the same, everybody not putting on the same. Some niggas just existing.
Yeah.
So
some niggas just earners.
What about Woody, y'all? How y'all feel about Woody?
They all in the same pot to me.
He's a rat.
Do Thug still hang with Woody?
The thing is, Floyd, let's just set a precedence here. Can you break down what a rat is?
Yeah. What is a rat, Floyd?
Put it right here so we can have something to where we can go back to if someone veers off, be like, well, nope. Floyd said.
Well, don't make me the metrics, but in my opinion, anybody who engages or supports or condones so-called criminal activity, while it's advantageous, but when it becomes a detriment, they choose to turn against it. And to benefit themselves.
While in the life, right? While in
they like Trey just said, man, you fucking all the hoes, you at the parties, you going platinum because you got 30 gangsters behind you. So now the whole hood with you. We all endorse you. So while we are both mutually benefiting from this, the point is, as much talent in the world as you got, you wouldn't be shit without them 30 niggas behind you stamping you.
Yeah.
Because now all them niggas from their hoods and these is power players. So they getting people involved and galvanized. They say, oh, my big homie fuck with him. I'ma fuck with him.
So why they stamping Gunna before all that? Why
Huh?
did they stamp him? Why did he get stamped?
I mean, in my opinion, because he was a Crip rapper. I mean, but he been around. He been gonna be. And here's the thing too, and people gotta think about this. I know we gotta go to the next subject or whatever, but same as Tekashi. Like you just said, Dutch, I do feel like, so to answer your question, anybody who involves themselves in the criminal element for benefit, but when their freedom is on the line, they cooperate with the government in any way, you are now a rat. That's just that. Now, if you the old lady who sees somebody then cool. Maybe I just saw a nigga breaking somebody's car the other day. I was watching a nigga because I thought he was gonna break in my car. When he ain't breaking my car, he went 2 cars down and broke that motherfucker, right? And then I seen a couple come out and they got in the car, they were so happy. And then they realized somebody had been through their shit. They was devastated. And I said, damn, should I go tell them who did it? Fuck no, I ain't telling them shit, man. It's on them.
But if that was your
but
car,
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
You know
Floyd.
why?
Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. We battle gang.
I just want to ask this one question. Let me ask this one question. What were you in that capacity? Were you a law-abiding citizen, or were you with the guys who was breaking in the car? So
that's a great question. I'm glad you asked me that, Dutch, because here's how I will answer that. At this moment in my life, yes, I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Okay.
He must have been the driver.
But the second I jumped off the porch, I became part of a fraternity that I cannot go against, right? And so even though I might not contribute to the criminal activity, I cannot go against the codes and the ethics and the camaraderie that I swore when I jumped. I could have went to school every day, went to homeroom, studied hard, tested, did this and that, worked my way through school, got into college, been whatever I wanted to be. I'm a smart guy. I chose the criminal element from a very young age. And so because of that, I don't get to pick and choose when it means something to me. I don't. And so the only reason I didn't go tell that lady who broke in the car It's not because I didn't think. I thought she might call the police. Now, if I thought they was gonna pull up on that nigga up the street and beat his ass and get their shit, I'd have told them that. They didn't look like to pull up and beat ass sight. They look like to call the police. The guy just told us no. And then now I got to give a statement. I'm not doing it.
And the reason I asked you that is because I wanted to hear that. And that goes to the Cameron famous interview of, you know, the serial killer next door. He chose a long time ago to jump off this porch and not do certain things. So the people were asking him, why wouldn't you just tell? Because that ain't my business.
And I doubled down on this, right? To the guy who got his car broken and it was the worst day of the week.
It was.
To the homeless guy who broke in the car and got some money to eat some food, it was New Year's, nigga. And so that's the perspective. We got to realize it ain't always one thing. It's so many sides and angles to life, right? That we don't even realize that maybe it's bad for us, but it might be great for them. That guy might be going home to his kids and got him something to eat today, first day all week.
All right, let me ask you this, and this gonna really challenge what you just said.
For sure.
I'm gonna set it up. Okay. What if you found that same guy who was breaking into that car,
right,
hit an old lady in that same area? How would you have handled that situation? Looking outside,
beat the shit out of him.
Okay.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of him, and I'm gonna say thank you, God, for bringing this into my sight, because maybe that meant you wanted me to take care of him as your angel, nigga, as your servant.
So
it's my job to beat the brakes off of him.
Why couldn't you be the angel for that nice couple in the car?
Because the job, it was already done. Your shit's stolen. I can't do nothing to stop that. The deed is done. The deed is done. But here's my question, though, Dutch.
I can dig
Here's my question, right? Trey, Miss Hardy, Kay, let me ask you a question. Real shit. My bad, Dan. Look, let me ask y'all a question. Was Tekashi planted into the music industry to create this world where it's okay for government informants to be industry plants, giving information to the government? Because we know how many people he tried to take down with him. He went in there and said, Jim Jones, Cardi B, this person on the stand. This is Tekashi, right? And then who's to say the government isn't behind Gunna's? I mean, Gunna come out of jail and have the biggest songs of his life. The biggest songs. You talk about, ain't no blackball. He got the biggest songs. He's on a world tour. The nigga never went nowhere before he was all in Atlanta. Now he's going everywhere. He's dressed up in weird homosexual outfits. You know.
He on tour. Who buying the tickets?
He done lost all his weight.
On tour. Who buying the tickets?
They got him on.
That's a good point, Miss Hardy.
Man, they got Gunna.
No, go ahead.
So is he a government informant? We know they like to throw government informants in high places. Look at Snoop. Look at Puff. We know what they do with government informants.
Look, they've been doing this since the hip hop police. You know
I love that take. I love that take, right? But the only issue with that take, with me personally, is I don't want to take the accountability off the street niggas that allowed a nigga like him that access. So it's like I can't go to what we call it, conspiracy theorists with the government planted the Spanish boy.
I'm with Trey.
But it's like, I think this was should have been a very, very valuable lesson to niggas who do choose the streets.
Niggas got greedy. Niggas got greedy. This is the thing that happened with Tekashi. These niggas seen something that had potential on gaining something. That's that video you was talking, like, with all these dudes behind them. What happened was they got real greedy on promoting him, and they didn't understand the scared man, you know, and they thought they could control the scared man. Then you start fucking the scared man's baby mother, and then like a scared man is going to when you recognize a scared man, he's going when you put him. It's like a pit bull, man. I have a
Right.
pit bull. My pit bull, she loves me, but she's still a pit bull. And when she gets into that corner, and I'm fucking with her, and she's not gonna bite me. She gonna nibble. But if I'm pushing her to a point, her pit bull gonna pit bull. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. I don't blame Tekashi. I don't blame Tekashi through none of this. I blame all of them niggas who got
Thank you.
greedy over the last 2 years of his reign of doing. This nigga got a song with 50 Cent.
Oh,
Nah,
Dutch.
we got Dutch. Not.
I know why. I know why he's saying this.
How about
Dutch,
this,
I know
Dutch?
why Trey's saying that.
I just want to say this. Let me ask Dutch. Go ahead. What you
Trey
say?
is Trey 5. Ain't that Tekashi game? Trey 5?
Oh, no, it's Trey 9. I think Trey 9.
Oh,
Nah,
Trey 9.
It's what that shit called? Treyway or some shit.
Treyway. Yeah.
Look though, I want to ask you this.
I don't blame Tekashi for what happened. I blame all them niggas that allowed this nigga to do that.
In a percentage base, what percent out of 100 would you give Tekashi?
None.
I don't believe in that. That's crazy.
None.
Because he definitely played a part.
None.
Like the Gunnas, they play a part. You can't just exclude any of these parties from accountability. Everybody is working together for the detriment. All these parts play a part. These sucker niggas play the position. And these other fake street niggas that are sucking.
All right, let me ask you this.
Try to use the wrong niggas.
Let me ask you this, Trey.
Uplifting.
Trey, let me ask you this. If you had a woman, right? You met her, and say it was some type of inclination or rumors that she was a hoe, right? But you say I ain't really got big evidence on this. I'm gonna keep it going with her, right? And you make that your girl, and your niggas around you telling you, hey man, you need to chill out on that, young, because she been around the block a couple times. But you like, nah, it's my girl, bam. And you take it all the way to marriage, right? And then 2 years into your marriage, you find out she done fucked all your mans. She done fucked all of the people you know. She done fucked co-workers. Dude, she been playing you for all this time. Do you blame her?
I love the analogy, brother. And I swear I'm not trying to deflect, right? I swear I'm not trying to deflect.
That.
I'm not trying to deflect.
I'm
gonna tell you
why.
First. But I have to tell you why. But it's hard to answer, right? Because it's irrelevant to the question. I mean, it's irrelevant to what we're talking about. Now, real quick. Because look, the only way she could be a detriment to my freedom is if I be emotional. I want to go hurt somebody, da-da-da-da. The street nigga, the 6ix9ines, the Gunna, they are a detriment to your freedom no matter what. Just your affiliation with them.
No, we was talking about who has the blame, though, and the principle of the blame.
If I think he's a sucker and I'm allowing him around me, that it's two totally different stories, though, right? Okay. Because sooner or later, when I'm around these guys, you have to realize in these situations, right? When you're in rooms with these people, you have to even yourself become Danny know me, right? My personality is different. You have to become a tester. You have to do certain type of things to test people's character so you can understand who they are. I get into it with everybody I ever met in my life, right? Because I always got to come to a certain situation when I got to test your character to see if you're allowed access to me, depending on what we're doing. So with street niggas, when I'm around street niggas in a street setting, when I used to be, right?
But Tekashi is not a street nigga. They knew he wasn't a street nigga.
But
they
the
knew his past.
I've been around 6ix9ines. I've been around niggas like that. I've got snitched on.
That's what I'm saying.
Seen niggas in my paperwork.
What I'm saying is they allowed that man to.
I did too. The nigga that snitched on me, I knew he was a bitch.
So I knew he was who's to blame?
That's what I'm saying. No.
They
could have stopped that shit. Trey 5,
but you gotta hear me out. You know he a
Trey,
bitch, but that don't mean you know he a bitch to the extent of being a snitch.
They know he a bitch. They
knew he don't mean you're a bitch to the extent of being a snitch.
Bitch don't mean you a rat.
The bitch.
In my situation, I'll take full responsibility, bro. I was in a situation with the nigga, right? I knew he was that. He showed that, and then
so why did you continue?
Then I put myself in another situation with him. He showed me that, but it was a detriment of my freedom. Of course, I blame me. I'm a grown man. I blame that's on me, right?
So why we mad at Gunna?
But he don't get no pass.
What?
Fuck we talking about?
No, I'm no. I think you misunderstood. You misunderstand. Okay, what I'm saying is, Tekashi, he don't get a pass. But what I'm saying is the overall aspect of what happened is what's that nigga name? The head nigga of the joint. He got 15 years because he allowed this shit to happen.
The leader, yep. It's a community. It ain't just one person.
Bruh, they talk about Trump and the 70s with the hotel. Trump he wasn't at that hotel. It was his employees. So at the end of the day, he as the CEO has to.
Hey, Dutch, I'm gonna stop you right there. I know Holly tried to say something. It was Trump, nigga. It was that racist ass motherfucker, nigga.
What I'm saying is, listen. As a CEO of a company, I know Trump was a trigger word. My bad. As a CEO, as the company, because that's another whole show. CEO as a company, when your shit goes array and someone does some shit under you, it's your fault. It's gonna be your fault because you was not on top of your shit. That guy.
Dutch, you heard of COINTELPRO Pro, Dutch?
Yes, I have.
Let's just get to where we at. Y'all all have heard of COINTELPRO. It's not a foreign concept or a new concept that the United States government will infiltrate communities that are ran by black people, using black people to come in these spaces and cause chaos and corruption. We know this. We know about Chairman Fred, who let the nigga in his house, who let the police come in that motherfucker and shoot him up with his pregnant wife. We know about Huey Newton. We know about Bobby. We know about all of these people that we know about the breakdown of the Black Panther Party in the 70s and 80s. We know about how they did it. We know what they done. And so we know that in 2020, whatever the fuck year this is, the new Black Panther Party, the new civil rights movement, the new Nation of Islam is hip hop. And that's what they're doing. They're sending people. We're not gonna pretend like out of nowhere Gunna didn't have a special sauce, nigga. Yeah, he had a little momentum, but goddamn, this nigga is on the world fucking. You know what I mean? It's another level.
Talent took that nigga everywhere.
I definitely believe in each case, Tekashi, Gunna, anybody. You can go back to Puffy in the 90s. You can go back anywhere. I do believe
Puffy was a G.
Yeah, I do believe
why he was making hits.
Yeah, it's always a government. Come on, we was just talking about MLK and Malcolm X. The thing is, it's always gonna. That's always
Tupac and Nipsey.
But I will stand on government ain't had shit to do with these niggas allowing Tekashi to do what the fuck he did. And say
all right, can I get my little 2 cents real quick?
Please, come on, Hardy.
Go ahead.
We sat in the courtroom for the Fox 5 game. Me and Kayla. So with that little conspiracy, it was a guy that took the stand. He told everything. And when we sat there and listened to him, we realized this man grew up with, like, he wasn't raised as a rat. You know, he grew up with them. And when he took that stand, he told from when they played football at around Woodland to what they was doing to today. So I went to one of the guys, because we all knew the guy. He was always doing Bama shit. Always just little stuff. Just being mean. And I said, why didn't y'all check that from the jump? Like, y'all should have checked that from the jump. They said, Miss Hardy, we would have never known that's who would have told on us. We would have never known. I said, how y'all didn't know? I was like, he is a Bama. Like, he doing Bama stuff. So anybody that takes a stand, I promise you, people from the neighborhood community, they saw it before. They saw the little stuff. And if the leader in the community don't nip it in the butt, it's going to affect everybody.
Well,
and that's Hardy, what happened with the Fox 5 game. Okay.
Betrayal never comes from the enemy, though.
Come on, Dirty.
There you go. So we can blame Gunna all day, but it is every group, every Everybody got one. It's history. We can go back
Hey
in time.
Hardy,
It's always gonna be somebody that's a teller. You
hey
just gotta
Hardy,
be smart enough in the community to know who that person is, or to take care of your community and your people. And about the person, if somebody getting robbed on the street, if it's my street, ain't nobody robbing my street,
I
okay?
know
Not
that's
a
right.
crackhead. If my neighbor's car getting broken into, that's like my car getting broken into. And you best believe I ain't gonna sit there and watch it happen. Now, if I'm in
They might
somebody
have been
else's
at the
neighborhood, I
UPS
don't know
store.
what to do because now I'm putting my life in danger. But if you on my street, in my community, trying to rob somebody, oh no, we calling the police, we calling somebody. You got me bent. Nah, I ain't about to watch my neighbors get broken into. No, sir.
This
No,
ain't one of
sir.
my neighbors. They was at the UPS store. Fuck them. I'm not about to catch no charge for the UPS store. You crazy as hell. But look, Hardy, I know you're a Gunna fan, yeah, so I'm gonna leave Gunna
No,
alone, yeah. But
I ain't no
I know
Gunna
you're a
fan.
Gunna
I just,
fan.
like I said, I
Wasn't he on
sit in these
stopwatches?
courtrooms. I sit in these courtrooms and I see stuff. And
Yeah.
if Gunna was whoever he was, they should have nipped that in the butt long time ago because they saw the snake and the snitch and the not loyal in him. Is
But
all I'm saying.
but
Y'all let him
Hardy,
sit there for years, and it
but
took y'all to go
Hardy,
to court to say, "Oh, now he A, B, and C." Y'all saw that long time ago.
but respectfully, half of YSL, like people not gonna know because they didn't watch the trial, but half of YSL didn't tell. I mean, half of YSL told. Fucking Thug brother told. All them niggas told, but Thug. People like if Thug would have just stayed, he'd have beat it. No, he would not have. They would not have given them niggas what they gave them if Thug was still on the docket. Thug was who they wanted. Thug, by the way, I'm glad he beat the joke. Thug, look, I can't even say what I want to say about that case because it's gonna sound crazy. But hey, no, Thug,
And then we gotta be real, y'all. People are like, I sit in the hospitals. Like
yeah,
it's all cool gang stuff, but people really dying and hurting
no, that's a
behind
fact.
this gang stuff. So I
It's
ain't
a
Mhm.
with
fact.
it.
But it's
Like,
not. But for me, this is what I'm saying, and I understand because I do the same. I sit in there with these people that I love, kids even a lot of them, who are fight for their life, and some of them don't make it, whatever. But I have to be consistent, right? Because like Trey said, you're not going to stop the streets. So I can pretend that because I do a lot of work in the community that this, that, and the third. But the reality is these are two separate conversations. Yeah, I want to persuade and dissuade you from even getting in that gang element in the first place. But once you do, my nigga, I want you to understand what you have signed up. That means when you counting money with your man and y'all
yep.
lit, that's great. But that means if that nigga switch up and do some bitch shit, you cannot double his bitch and go do some bitch shit too. If he tell on you, that don't mean like all of this shit. I'm just saying, it's like
Hey
we
Floyd,
have
can I
to
ask you a question
understand
about
that.
that? Can I ask you a question
Sure,
about that? All
sure.
right. Um, everybody remember the movie Boys in the Hood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fuchsia's was a real nigga.
Every situation is different, by
Trey,
the way. So I
Trey,
said.
Yeah, you right,
Trey,
Floyd. Every situation is different though.
what
Even from
what
robbery, like
what
UPS,
does
I'm
it
walking the other way. Okay.
what does it take for a person, because you said you'll encourage the kid not to get in the gang, but what about the guy who been in the gang that want to
Mhm.
get the fuck out? Because you talk about this contract. How do I get out that contract?
You don't, but you elevate it, right? So the job of any job, the goal is to make it better than when you first got there, right? Make the company better than when you first got there. So this what the Nipseys was trying to do. This what the Pox was trying to do.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's what I try to do. It's what Trey tried to do. It's what any guy who reformed their life but don't leave it. Like you see, DC is exceptionally different in that you can find all around DC, Maryland, PG. You can find all around this motherfucker guys that was entrenched in a certain culture, right? The criminal element, who for whatever reason life turned them around, and instead of becoming a square, moving far away, distancing themselves, they decided to double down in the same communities that they was in criminal activity in and make positive contributions so that we don't have to have the youngest that's coming after us emulating and mimicking the same activities that we was doing 20 years ago. So if I used to shoot out on this block, now I'm giving out sandwiches and I'm doing job fairs on this block and shit like that. And so we owe it to, like that's what I'm saying. You don't sign out this
But
contract, nigga.
how can you be still in the thing in which you're trying to?
Yeah,
Once you
but
do
you
certain
look
shit, you can't
though.
get out.
you just get a
Look
promotion.
though, fellas. All right,
But
look.
but is
Dutch,
that is
to answer it to a certain perspective, like from what I'm actively trying to do, right, is I limit my access, right? I limit my access, so then when I do give the streets back the access, I make sure I try to come back doing productive shit or something where I can elevate their mind. I took niggas to battle rap joints, basketball joints, any nigga from my neighborhood. I take the street niggas to other shit, show them other shit, right? So I limit my access first, meaning I stop coming around. I stop engaging because you can't be implicated in shit that you're not around.
Yeah.
So you don't do no bitch nigga shit. Be like, all right, I don't. You try to stick around and then be like, oh, let's not do this, guys. Or that. No, you get the fuck on because the streets gonna be the streets. So if you're not with it no more, I try to tell niggas get the fuck on. Get the saying of what niggas always say, get your ass out the way, right? You can't be implementing this shit if you're out the way. That's why we can't give the niggas like Gunnas a pass because your ass wasn't out the way, nigga.
You was in
You
the
was
way.
literally in the benefit.
So what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, if
We got what subject, Dutch? Go ahead.
no,
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this last joint because I'm trying to really give the audience something to really hone in on here. What I'm hearing is this: if I was in the gang, I can't get out, but I can influence the people who are about to enter the gang to where they can go off and do better shit to where I can't really help the niggas who already in.
Hey, look, for
I feel like
I'm
once
gonna
you do
put my
certain
one
shit, you
nail in
can't
it.
get out of
I think
it.
it's like
Look,
No
no,
getting
I'm
out of it.
supposed to moderate. I don't want to say a lot. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna put my one nail in it for you, Dutch. Look, I say men, real honorable men with integrity, could do whatever the fuck they want. Because no matter what you doing, bro, you gonna lead with honor and integrity. And if you was in the streets once upon a time and you was one of them ones, if you make a different life choice or something else, niggas gonna understand you. A lot of niggas ain't gonna check you because they know what line you gonna cross. And then other than that, they gonna be even looking at you like, I don't even want him to cross that line. So in my opinion, if you stay honorable, if you stay with integrity, no matter what path you choose, real men do whatever the fuck they want.
Great
That's
answer,
my
my
opinion
man.
on it, brother.
That's my little nigga right there, right there, right there.
Yeah, because I was saying I wasn't saying you can't leave the gang. I'm saying you can't turn your back to this. And I don't mean the gang like I'm not a blood crip.
Nah, we just using gang as
as the spectrum. Yeah.
But like what Trey said, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's just elevating, bro.
I definitely agree. I ain't got nothing else. I agree with that.
Because the streets was always to get us out and elevate. That was always the goal and the purpose. Supposed to be.
Because the resources is gone.
Yeah, so it's how you switch up, man. It's how you move. It's how you try to influence people. It's how you tell the youngin' that's going through what you going through, how you relate to them versus just talking down to them. It's just how you got to move with integrity and some type of honor, whatever that looks like for you. You know what I'm saying? And people that's around you or been around you, they gravitate to you. And if they don't, you're gonna have to go through certain struggles.
And I just want I just want to end on this. I used to do that. I used to do videos where I'm pointing the fucking finger. And what I had to realize about 6 years ago was you really can't point the finger. What you got to do is relate and have those youngins understand what you've been through and how what you've been through gave you certain characteristics that you have right now. And I appreciate that, bro.
Guapa Dirty, I know y'all came kind of late. We was just basically talking about is it still integrity in hip hop? We segued to a lot of different things though, but was anything y'all wanted to elaborate on before we move to the next topic?
Nah, man, I think y'all made some real good points, man. And man, just one thing I'm learning too is like when you're trying to communicate to these, because we know what most crimes is committed from the ages of 16 to 29, right? and it's these young guys, uh, and it's difficult to communicate with them, but they see everything. So all that trying to talk to them and all of that, it's cool and all. People don't hear shit, but they see everything. So if they see you moving in a certain way, that's going to be way more influential than you keep trying to, man, look, little bro, you don't need to be. But if they see you moving a certain way, then you could bend their ear a little bit more. But that's just my perspective.
Next up, we bringing it back home to DC, man. Gentrification is reshaping neighborhoods while gun violence is devastating communities. Panel, how do we address these two issues? And which one poses a bigger threat to DC, Maryland, or just the inner city culture, Black culture worldwide?
I really want to start off with the video first, and then I'll elaborate on it.
I don't even recognize DC, and I was born and raised here. Go-go music bumping through my ears, New Balance on my feet, mumbo sauce on everything I eat, pickled eggs and seeds, big bursts of icy to quench your thirst, peanut chews and fruities from the corner store. Murray's was your neighborhood food store. Mayors used to actually care about the DC community. Murray and Burry filled the city with opportunities. Youth programs and orgs to keep the youth out of the street wars. SYP every summer until you 24. But DC ain't DC anymore. DC is dying. And I'm not only talking about the thousands we've lost to gun violence, I'm talking about the gentrifying that's turning everything we've ever known into an overpriced condo. I'm talking about how a white bigot can get a black business that has been playing go-go for over 20 years to turn the music down because it was too loud. I'm talking about how the new white residents feel so entitled to black space that they allow their dogs to crap on Howard's sacred place. I'm talking about how they've raised the rent on black families that have been here for years just to move in some rich people that's not even from here. I'm talking about how they legalized marijuana before they legalized being black, so marijuana laws are still and only heavily enforced on blacks. I'm talking about how DC was once over 70% black and the only thing the government gave us was crack. I'm talking about how we have a black woman that's a mayor, that's a traitor, because if she spent as much time on gun violence as she spent on gentrifying, maybe we won't have so many black babies dying.
I first want to say that was some powerful shit. Everything she said was deep. Everything she said was actually true. But the question here is, what's more detrimental? And when I hear the word detrimental, that means absolute. And absolute is death. Absolute is no more. Absolute is straight up, you're not going to see this person no more. And even though I've been looking at the gentrification of DC for the last 20 years, 8th Street used to be something totally fucking different. However, what we see on 8th Street now is something better. The thing is, how did it get to that better and who is benefiting from that better? Black people aren't benefiting from that better. I can agree to that. Gentrification is pushing Black people out of the neighborhoods. I've seen this time and time again. But what I've also seen and also witnessed and also been a part of was death in our community. At one point in time, we were the murder capital of the nation. The murder capital of the nation being that we are 50-mile radius in this one little city that's not even attached to a fucking state. The thing is, we can put it to government not giving us resources. We can put it to all of that. And I do understand when you put the rats in a little fucking space and they start to kill each other. Yes, I'm not questioning what's making us kill each other. What I'm saying is what's actually a detriment to us more than any gentrification will be death to us, because If they gentrify the area and they move me to Suitland, Laurel, Montgomery County, whatever, and it's been happening for the last 30 years, I still get to have kids. I still get to raise kids. Those kids still get to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, that's not a detriment to my community. Well, no. It's a detriment to the community of DC, but it's not a detriment to my legacy. And what's a detriment to my legacy is the cease of my legacy. It's not having a legacy. And what we're going through in the last 30 years of gun violence in DC, straight up murder, mayhem, violence, and just loss of life. That's the most detriment to our community than gentrification.
Dutch, as you were talking, I was just thinking about because I'm sitting here like gentrification and gun violence. Not saying they don't have nothing to do with each other, but it's two different subjects. And when I think about gun violence, I always laugh because I see it on the top and I see it at the bottom. I see people saying, "We need money, we need money." So the man like, "Here go $1 billion," and guess what we do with it? Put it in our pocket. I've seen so many, not me, I don't get government money, but I've seen so many organizations and companies and, "Oh, we're ending gun violence," and they putting the money right in their pocket.
Mm,
They don't, and the ones that get the money, they don't even know how to end gun violence. They don't know what to do, but they good at writing. So I've seen so much, and it's just like it's possible to end gun violence. And we also got to think about in gun violence. Yes, it was high in DC, but it was high around the world after COVID. I seen a lot of kids losing their grandmothers. I seen them losing
mm,
the main people in their family. That COVID really affected a lot of families, a lot of communities. And I feel like now we're just getting a hold and getting a grip of it. But I see so many programs getting millions of dollars, but when it comes down to the kid, they get a gift card. They get a slice
damn.
of pizza and a message.
Damn.
And it's just sad. It's just to the point I'm like, tell the mayor to stop giving people money. Tell them to stop giving people money because it ain't working. So that's just my 2 cents. And I get tired of seeing the numbers. But even when we're at the White House, they're like, you know, that's local. You need to go to your state, go to DC. You know how much money DC has gotten, Miss Hardy?
Mm,
But what we doing with it? Mishandling it. Not is not going to the highly affected kids. I went to or families. I
mm,
remember it was a shooting in the neighborhood. The kid came, Miss Hardy. We know who doing the shooting. We know exactly. We know it. You know what the government agency told me? Youth is not a priority, Miss Hardy. We're sorry, but youth
damn.
is not a priority. Another kid was stabbed. He said, "Miss Hardy, my best friend stabbed me. We don't want to call the police. I'm
Damn.
calling everybody. Violence and done, done." Miss Hardy, youth are not a priority. That's a system flaw. The system is jacked. When someone is shot, it's a no one is there. No one's coming to save you. So I've seen so many communities be mishandled. I've seen so many kids lose their loved ones, and no one's there to talk to them. So guess what they're going to do? They're going to take it upon themselves. When there's no where there's no justice, there's no peace. We got kids killing kids, and because of the law, I've seen 13-year-old break into cars, stealing whatever, and come right back home, put a box on his leg. Like the system is so flawed. We got hundreds of kids. They get put out of DCPS. Guess what? Ain't nobody coming for them. Not no CPS. None of that. So we got a flaw. We got a jacked up system. So that's just my 2 cents.
So I think Janari like hit it on the nail, and she answers the question in her poetry when she says, if we give as much money as we're spending to gentrify the city into ending gun violence, we would be better off. And when we think about Dutch, it was something you said, and I'm gonna give it a title. It's called proximity violence. If we are all on top of each other, that's why it's the trap, it's why it's called the trenches. We are all on top of each other. We are all scavenging for resources. We all got the same one grocery store, barely, if you have a grocery store. We can all barely afford. We're all getting cut on resources. It's like, what else is there to do but to still rob and kill each other? And that's what we see is like these repeating cycles. And a lot of the youth that I've worked with, a lot of them are just trying to survive. A lot of the young boys who were stealing cars, who were killing people to steal cars, they was getting 2 bands, 3 bands. That's a lot when you don't have nothing. So when we talk about pouring into our community, and when I'm talking about pouring into gun violence, it's not giving out these grants, but it's really solving these core issues that's going on inside of these communities that we're not throwing money. How our houseless community is growing by the numbers. Our teen houseless community is growing by the numbers. A lot of these kids are out here taking care of themselves. And when you feel like your back is up against the wall and you don't got nothing else to do, it leads you down these slippery slopes. And so Janari the poem is hit. It did numbers. I remember when it first dropped, that was outside of the not DC Riley, not our mayor, whatever that whole and pizza controversy was. And I just think I don't even know if I have the words to say it, but it's just like, I agree with Dutch on, like, when we talk about preserving culture and preserving ourselves, you can't do that if you're dead. But if I'm gentrified, I can still teach my kids about DC culture. I can still play go-go music. It's in you. But if I'm dead, it dies with you. And so to answer the question, gun violence is more detrimental.
Okay. What you got, Brody? And before you go, my bad. Great poem, Dutch, that you told me to put up, right? Great poem. That's your folks, K. That's your folks, Miss Shardy. They definitely took us off Instagram. Now you up, Dirty. They definitely took us off Instagram because of hate speech. For me posting that while we was on live, they just sent me a notification, took us off Instagram.
That video?
For playing the video, they took us off Instagram live for hate speech.
No.
I swear to God. So Dirty.
Just hold up. Just for clarification.
That's
just
crazy.
for
said
clarification.
way worse
It's
than
crazy,
the video.
Instagram.
Just for clarification.
The
Once
video
Trump
on Instagram.
become, president, he gonna put a stop to all that bullshit. But go ahead.
Okay, Dirty. What's more detrimental you feel to the inner city, DC culture, you know what I'm saying, black culture, gentrification or gun violence?
I think it's probably something that we missing, and that's like the education and economics and like business. Because if we had more programs and we was learning more about business and economics, we would be able to take advantage. Gentrification is just wealthy people coming in a city, a town, a state, and making investments and making the property value go higher. If we had the knowledge and the resources, we could take advantage of that same thing. So DC, the population of African Americans wouldn't decrease; it'll stay the same. And we all know when niggas get money, niggas ain't trying to beef. Niggas is not trying to beef when they get money. So I think bigger than all of that is we gotta one, start in our homes, we're educating ourselves on economics, resources. Because DC, Maryland, and Virginia, it is so much money flowing through there. Maryland is where all in the state, in the country, Maryland has the highest and wealthiest population of African Americans. DC, it is so much opportunity there. So it's like, man, we got to start in our homes and with each other on educating ourselves on the resources that are available, economics that are available, learning about taxes and the IRS and how to legitimately start businesses and stuff like that. And teach the kids that. Learn it ourselves and teach the kids that, because if we knew that and did a better job on doing that, then we would be taking advantage of these so-called them gentrifying DC, and the killing will go down. Like the killing will go down. Niggas is not trying to. Everybody know that beefing fuck up the money. Everybody know that, but it's not enough people that's getting money. But who fault is that? Who fault is that you not learning about how to structure a business, how to learn how to pay taxes, what is property value, what is how you pay taxes on your land? Like who fault is that? Now we the adults now, you know what I'm saying? Like we the unks now, we the older folks now. So we got, and they're not gonna teach you that shit in school. You gotta go to college to learn shit like that, and you barely learn it. So that's what we really need to be focusing on. All of these gun violence intervention programs, yeah, that shit is cool, but it need to be more programs on how to get legitimate money, how to structure a business, how do you take, because it's so much money, credit, learning about credit and how to use credit and get money, lines of credit, business credit. Like that's what we really need to be focusing on, because that'll decrease all of that. We would be able to take advantage of this so-called them pushing us out of the city and out of the state. And that's something, first of all, America was built on business from the start. It was built on business. The system was never for us. And we still have not got it down pat of we need to learn the business of it. And then we got a president that's about to come into office who is a businessman.
Man.
And so whether motherfuckers fuck with Trump or not, he is about to implement a bunch of policies that you can take advantage of if you are business minded. And we got YouTube, we got Google, we literally are walking around with everybody got an iPhone. You can Google anything. You could take 3 to 6 months to learn anything, a year to learn anything. And I guarantee you that next year, you're going to know a vast wealth more knowledge than you knew the shit time before. So I think bigger than what is more detrimental, the gun violence or gentrification, I think it's economics. That is what's killing the black community. That is what's killing the fucking black community. Is that is what's killing us. It ain't the gun violence. Yeah, the gun violence is killing us, but it's really the fucking money, the lack of resources, and the lack of knowledge that we don't have. But that's what's killing us. It ain't fucking gentrification or the guns. Man, people gonna be killing. That shit is gonna happen. Gentrification is gonna happen in every state. It always happens damn near every time the census come up every 10 years. It's a different city, state, town getting gentrified. That's going to continue to happen. But what is also continuing to happen is the black community, we are not arming ourselves with what we need to know. And that's about economics and money, business. That's what make the fucking world turn. Because you'll be surprised. You damn near don't need money to get money. But people don't even know that. Like, they don't even know because they never even really tried. They don't even know you get a good credit score. The bank will damn near give you a fucking 100,000, 200,000, 250,000 loan. All you need to do is write a business plan. You go talk to any of these young niggas in the streets and all, man, you talk to all them niggas be smart ass young niggas. They just hustling the wrong product. They hustling the wrong product. And that's what we need to start at. That's the real source of what's killing us. That's what's killing us. It ain't all that guns and gentrification. It's our lack of knowledge. That's what the fuck is killing us.
Respectfully, I think that's a unique perspective, but a bit misguided, right? And so I say that. Can you put the other screen back up so I can see everybody? I say that because I say this.
Mm-hmm.
One, we got to stop. I hate that y'all keep throwing this Trump shit in. We got to stop this narrative. He was a businessman. He wasn't. And his business policy the last 4 years was to let hundreds of thousands of black people die during the pandemic at the sake of his rich friends and other people that was able to scam with them to make a lot of money. And while a lot of people was getting PPE loans, I was in DC feeding families and communities and watching the grandparents and the parents die, like Ms. Hardy was talking about. And I worked for a government agency soon thereafter, and they asked me to write a letter to the man illustrating what I thought would happen if she prematurely opened things back up without setting certain things in place for these communities, right? And I talked about this exact thing right here. You taking away people that have been for no reason at all but to sit in their ass getting tens of thousands of dollars, most money they ever seen. Some people just got a little bank account, they getting PPE loans, whatever. So the hood never seen so much money without any work, not no hustle, not no skill, not no nothing, just a check coming to them, right? And then you take the money away without any notice. They not watching CNN or C-SPAN. They don't know that on this date this is going to happen. They don't know that shit. There's no mental health in the neighborhoods. They just sat and watched. Imagine Langston Lane and Woodland, who have the fucking halfway house there where they discover bodies in the basement of this motherfucker. What are those kids up the street? You think they talking about credit scores? They just found 10 bodies down the street? Where's the credit score when we have to use the baby's name to get bills and things turned on, and then we don't have no money to pay them bills?
I said it's us. It's up to us.
Hold on, I'm not against what you're saying because I get it. Economics and education. But here's the trick about where I disagree.
Okay.
I'm in them schools, bro, doing programming. Economics, these motherfuckers can't write their name on a straight census. And this is 8th graders. No child left behind made it so that the teachers don't have to actually teach. In some of these situations, they got teachers that got 30 kids in it. What the fuck is a 25-year-old supposed to do with 30 kids in the classroom? 16 of them can't read. The other 12 of them can't write. I mean, what the fuck? And you have to keep the kids for 45 minutes to an hour. What? What am I supposed to do? 3 of these kids going home and they taking care of themselves and they 6 kids, they siblings, they little brothers in them. They ain't took a shower or washed their ass in days. And I'm talking to them about if you get your credit score right, they don't know if they're gonna make it to 13. I heard somebody say the average crime is 16. That shit is that's just old.
No,
let me not use no fucking words. That's old. That's an antiquated way of that these kids are 12 and 13 getting in shootouts, nigga.
I said the most.
Because if they don't do it, they gonna get shot by their man. They can't come home. They sleeping on each other's floors. So it's a beautiful thing to think in the future about these things. But I think for sure there's some vacuums and some black holes in our communities.
Hey, Floyd.
They got to get filled up before we can even think about.
I feel
it's
the
system. I feel like it's the system.
Look.
Program, we bring the nigga in right dirty. He teaching chess. He can't get through what's the
Oh, you breaking up,
Floyd?
No. Dang, you breaking up, Floyd. I want to hear Dirty's rebuttal, and then we want to hear you, Dutch. You got a rebuttal?
Yeah. No, I'm with him on mental health. That's definitely something 100% that's plaguing the country. But what? So when do we ever start learning about business and how motherfuckers is really thriving in the country? Like, when do we start doing that? You know how many fucking motherfuckers done got rich that's illiterate, that can't read?
Me right here.
It is so many people. Like, it is so, that is, like, man, we can't, I guarantee you, that 8th grader that he was talking about that can't read or write, I guarantee you, he could tell you a business plan on how to get some money. I guarantee you he could tell you that. Like,
yeah,
what?
but it's how.
Hey, Devin, what's the problem?
And that, you say what?
Yeah, we didn't hear you,
what's the
Danny.
problem?
What's
The problem for that?
You say what's
So
the problem?
why do you think like people that's illiterate that can get like money and then we stuck?
Bro, we not stuck, bro.
We not stuck.
We not stuck.
We not.
Is it real that people are living in neighborhoods and conditions and beefing and shit like that? 100%. 100%. I'm never ignoring that. And I ain't never telling nobody don't protect yourself. I ain't never telling nobody don't, man, look, niggas got opposite shit out here. I get that. I come from the same fucking shit. I get it. I understand it. But what I'm saying is us Us is who I was talking about. The same way we was misled, we can't mislead the young niggas. And what we got to be teaching them is the shit that we learn about business. Go talk to the man. You would be surprised if you go. I ain't saying a motherfucker got to be till plan on how he could get $1.5 million tomorrow, but he could probably tell you a simple plan that could start him off. That's gonna spark something in his fucking brain that'd be like, all right, maybe I could take that a little further. All right, this was a plan that got me $1,000. All right, maybe I could, cause no, if you know how to hustle, and sell weed, all of that shit is basic, bruh. All of them niggas is businessmen. If you hustling, you a fucking businessman. You just hustling the wrong product, and it's just a lack of education. What? Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, Dirty. What we can do, right, is when I see you getting that money, right now, and I go ahead and say, listen, look at these crypto jumps, or it's $10,000, buy you a Chick-fil-A franchise, shit like that. Now you go ahead and help them in that direction, and I'm with you. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro, I ain't saying that they got to come up with a way that tomorrow they gonna know about stocks, bonds, and how to invest in real estate and all that. Nah, it could start very, very small. It could start very small. But what we can't do is keep fucking ignoring what is killing the African American community, and it's the fucking money and the resources in our families.
We gotta again,
because you know what you was bringing up too. Motherfuckers can't pay their light bills. Motherfuckers is living and they can't turn on the lights, right? A lot of people was born in these conditions, bro. They was born. It ain't their fault that they was born in these conditions. But what is 100% what they can control is their own destiny. They can control that. Do a lot of us feel trapped? Bro? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you can't control what you don't know you have, right? You don't know what you don't know. And
that's why it's up to us. It's up to us.
So, like, I can definitely see how, gun violence is definitely more detrimental, right, on the surface. But also, the gentrification actually enables the gun violence, because if the funding and the interest, if the funding and the interest is feeding this over here, this is they just sent $1 billion to gun violence, but nobody there knows who to give the money to. Whoever, Thanksgiving, I saw a fucking warehouse in Southeast full of turkeys. They don't know who the fuck to give the turkeys to. Right? Meanwhile, I got 100 people, me personally, I'm dropping turkeys off. They don't know they just so happen to stumble on me at Giant. Oh, damn, can you meet us across? Right? This is the reality. Christmas is warehouses of fucking toys. They don't know who to give the shit to. They got to call the people that know who to call. Right? And unfortunately, sometimes they don't know who to, such and such got a company, okay. Or, it's a nepotism thing where I know, this is my dog, this is my homie, or this is a good man, good person, good whatever. And so they're gonna get them, and the money goes. And it's just like Miss Hardy said, because when I done work in the PG council, and I've been in meetings with people who come. It's just people that coming over from DC. I'm from this agency. I'm that agency. I say, oh yeah, I know what y'all done. Y'all hold some circle with a bunch of niggas that did 20 years in jail, talk about what they done, and give a kid a pizza and take a slice of pizza and say cheese. It's fine. Hey, y'all, you don't want to go to jail, be like me or whatever, some bullshit. Some nigga that smell like weed when he come in the building, right? And they go ahead and they charge $150 an hour for Zoom calls for them, their secretary, but really is this phone and the iPad, right? And they come in these neighborhoods wearing Balenciagas and Gucci and all this shit in front of people that can't fucking pay the water bill, and it's $25 a month. And they go around, and on Instagram, everybody love them, and they calling them all these fucking names. But they calling them a different name inside them neighborhoods, right?
Yeah,
but them people nobody knows about them people. Fuck them people.
We definitely can't rely on the system.
Dutch, I know you had something.
We don't hear about it until they try to rob Joe Biden's granddaughter or some shit. Oh, now there's a problem in DC. When they was when little JoJo got robbed, it was okay. Nobody, it didn't make the news. But now some little white girl gets shot in the Secret Service and it's a shoot. Now it's a problem. Now Trump talking about it. It's fucked up.
Definitely
it's
is.
fucked up. And one hand wash the other in this city, and it's all connected. If you think, watch The Wire, watch that show, The Wire. That show did a perfect illustration to show you how all of these worlds are really connected, even when you think they're not. When you think they miles apart.
To the government, man.
When you talk about the woodland and the building that the people passed away, it's a building right next to those buildings, and it's a young man who lives in that building. He's 14, and he's lost 7 friends to gun violence in that neighborhood. He lives on the 3rd floor, and when you go down each floor, his friends have died in each of those homes. So and then I think about another kid who in another neighborhood, 10th place, who they don't experience that much trauma. So, it's hard to go to those kids in Woodland and even tell them to do anything, because they're so traumatized. And when they see somebody, you tell them, oh, whatever, you could do this. And like those kids will steal from me. Like I have to keep my money close because their mindset is different. And then I'll go to another hood where I can leave my purse sitting there and it'll still be there the next day. So the mental is really big, like,
I
because
agree with that.
sometimes they can't and how do we, because I don't want to give up on those kids in that building, but it's like, how do we get them to even think different,
Man, like you said, mental health, that shit is definitely real, and it plagues more people than people know. And I think because there's a lot of people who ain't never been out of the DMV area, right? And
Yes.
a lot of these kids, man, be the brightest kids, but like you said, they traumatized, and it's like, man, if they could just get out the state and see
Yeah.
something, if they just got to get out the state for a day and just really, it don't cost nothing for somebody to get a car and drive them through $1 million neighborhood in Virginia, and they start like seeing that exposure. I swear, exposure is the
But I
number
see,
one.
I feel like I segued into a great conversation, but I think what a lot of people is trying to figure out and grasp, right, is I heard experience, opportunity, education, right, resources. These are all different things. Mental health. It's like, what order though? Because sometimes it's kind of hard to figure it out, because if you give the youngin with the poor mental health a great experience, is he really experiencing it? If you give him that opportunity, can he grasp that opportunity? You know what I'm saying? It's youngins who got good mental health, but at the same time, if you give him those resources, does that mean he's going to do the right thing with those resources? Because some of the greatest people in the streets, these stories are not people with poor mental health. They are people with good mental health to learn how to use the resources from the streets to propel. So when you run into one of those kids who do have good mental health, how do you know? Like, what? I'm just to ask y'all. I'm just curious. What is the ladder? What comes first? Opportunity, experience, resources, mental health, education. Like, can they get the education if they had bad mental health?
I feel like life experiences come first.
I'll go mental health.
Nah,
I feel like life.
I think none of that matters to these little dudes. I think what it boils down to is what you can show them. Is what they can see, and not only can see, but on a consistent basis.
There
And
we go.
it's very fucking hard to show a youngin something for the first time.
But not to cut you off, Dutch, but what are you showing them? Are you showing them education and knowledge when you come around them? Are you showing them opportunity that you got and what you did with those opportunity? Are you taking them out the hood and just showing him experiences? Are you taking them places where it's going to focus on, hey, what you going through? Like she was saying about the kids going through. somebody that's gonna sit there and listen to you, let you cry, let you pour out.
You
You
gotta
gonna
speak.
focus on that mental health. Like, what
You
you
gotta.
gonna
You
do
gotta
with that
first.
kid though?
You gotta first speak their language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
So
my
you gonna go in the
So
trenches and be in the trenches with them?
nah. This is what I'm
I
talking about.
agree with
Yes.
that.
that's what you got to
So,
do. So,
all right.
go
So
ahead,
from a
because
teacher,
you already know where I'm going with this.
yeah.
Go
So
ahead, Kay.
from a teacher standpoint, the first thing I'm gonna say is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. When a child's basic needs are not met, it doesn't matter what you're
There
teaching
you
or
go.
talking to them.
Facts.
So
Facts.
yes,
Facts.
you do go in the trenches. Are you hungry? They have to know that
Resources.
you care. It's those basic needs that a child, like any person, it has to be met first for them to do anything outside of thinking about survival. And each thing you got to differentiate. The same thing one child needs is not the same thing another child needs. Is the same need as one hood from the next. One child might mental health might be a little bit better, and I can talk to that child about opportunities. This child wants to see opportunities. So what me and Miss Hardy do, we took them to Florida. We could take y'all out the hood because y'all ready. So it's each child is different, and you can't like the thing about working with kids or working with anybody. There's not a one size fits all here.
Yeah.
And that's why when you get in education, each child has a behavioral plan, has a different kind of plan because every child is different in what their needs and what kind of needs they need to be met in order to be more successful. And so the first thing, look it up, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If they hungry, if they haven't slept, if they haven't felt loved or felt heard from somebody, in 24 hours, you could pack it up.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
I got
I
one.
agree
Tell
with
them
I,
where
that.
to find them
I,
I
resources
agree
at,
with that.
Kay.
I agree
Yeah.
with
I
that.
just, nah, I agree with that whole 100%.
Can I?
Yeah. I
Go
have
ahead,
a
I,
Ben. Because
my,
Danny ain't really
go,
getting
this
to
ain't
it.
even really like a question. I
Now
just want
I
one.
want to say something off the strength of what she said. Right. So I work a job. Right. I'm not used to. I didn't come from that. It's like a real stuck up job. Right. So I have a mentor. She reads my language. She knows how I talk. She know how to talk with me, and that makes me feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? To elevate. A lot
Yeah.
of people, a lot of people like don't match your energy or won't match your
hmm
energy. You know what I'm saying? She matched my energy because she's like the top boss, right? But she comes down to match my energy to make me feel comfortable. And I feel like that's important. Even though I'm grown, but everybody still needs that guidance, you know what I'm saying? No matter what age you are. And if you're in a position to do it, like she's in a position to do it. And so I agree with like matching energy and, you know, stooping down, not stooping down, but talking our language.
It's
Because
it's
that's
not it's
how we
not
get it.
it's not stooping down. It's not stooping down. Like what it is like just being transparent. Like
yeah.
I think for me that's my approach. It's not really. I don't want to create. So you know I smoke weed. I smoke weed, but
Yeah.
you also know that I go no, but for real. But you also see me out there making salat. You also see me out there feeding some seniors. You also see me out there taking care of our homeless. You also see me out there making sure the kids straight. You also see that I'm a good man, or I try to be. I'm not perfect, and I never. But that's it. I'm not trying to project that I'm perfect. I don't want you to think I'm unobtainable. I want you to think I can be a real nigga and be a real nigga. I don't have to pick and choose. I don't have to be a square and do this and do that and never be. No, I could be exactly who I am. I can like women. I can do this, that, and the third, and I can still take care of my people because that's what it's about. You see somebody throw the black fist up, I say check for your wallet. Because niggas always they using this shit like a gimmick. We're gonna protest outside the banana shop next, right? So, but the reality is, what are you doing on your day to day? What's the impact that don't nobody know about, right? What are you
Oh, for sure.
doing in people's lives? Because it's not just on Thanksgiving with your fucking turkey, nigga. It's not just on Christmas with your gift. It's Thursday in June. It's when it's six niggas in the house and I can't sleep and I don't got no fresh clothes because my cousin keeps stealing. It's all of that shit. Who are you then? When the kid calling you for $20 saying it's for a haircut, but it's really for some weed because they got post-traumatic stress, right? And they don't got the doctor giving them the right medicines. Who gives a fuck? They're off their adopted mother, all this shit. They don't hear from nobody. They on their own.
They already
But I
addicted.
tried.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
But
they
they
still get a
like one
check.
thing I learned too is like if you like experience trauma right at a young age, if you don't get help for that trauma, you always gonna be in that mindset of when
Yeah.
that
Fact.
trauma took place.
Yeah.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you don't if you don't take the chance to grow and shit like that, like I experienced that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you experience trauma at a young age and you don't get help for that, you always gonna be stuck in that
Mm.
mindset.
But that's why
So I
to
think
answer
that's
your
for a lot of
question,
people though.
Yeah.
to answer your question, you got to put mental health in there in all of it. As far as what order it go,
Facts.
mental health
Facts.
is number one first.
Facts.
Because no matter what experiences anybody had, we all got a mind, nigga. So fuck, I mean, I know it's like a catchphrase now, but we all got mental. So we
Of
all
course.
got our own separate set of thoughts, and some we can control, some we can't.
I
So we
can't
got to
lie.
start there.
I was with you, Floyd, but to K's point, like, nigga can't even work on that mental when they hungry, bro. Like, when
But that's
they
part of mental
hungry,
health
bro,
too.
and you fucked up and you starving and you
Yeah.
plotting on Miss Hardy purse, because it's like, man, I know she said she don't give me this voucher at the end of the day, but like, fuck that.
I need that 20
She,
now.
that 40 she got lingering on her purse. She
Yeah.
loafing right now. Like, fuck is up with her? Like,
Yeah.
it's like when you starving and your shit back against the wall, it's like, if they hungry, man, it's
But
so
mental
hard
health,
to
but
try to
And
mental
it
say,
health,
go
hey,
back
what you
it
going
go
through,
back to
bro?
what's her name?
mental health ain't just
Dan,
Yeah.
I
mental.
like what you said about the mental because like
Yeah.
the Woodland kids, it was what 10 of them. I took 10 of them
Yeah.
to Florida. I'm thinking about the picture with their feet in the sand. It's two of them that the rest, it's maybe 10 of them.
Yeah.
Half of them are dead, 3 are in
Yep.
jail.
Yep.
Mm.
So one got 5 years, and it's like it's no giving up with me. When they get home in 5 years, I'ma still be right there. Like
Right.
you gotta be consistent. You can't give up on that person as long. And I forgot it's some statistics like when you have a mentor in your life that changes the trajectory of your
Everything.
life. So
Everything.
like having somebody in your life is important. And I
Yeah.
thought, oh, they got me. They ain't they gonna be good the rest of their life. But stuff happens. Like one of my kids
Yeah.
died from a rap song. Talking about somebody
Yeah.
in a rap song that came in and shot him. So
Yeah.
having that a mentor, you can have the mental health.
That's it.
But the environment. You know these environments are dangerous, and you could be sitting next to somebody and
That's
get
it.
hit because you in that neighborhood. So
That's it.
you
Nah.
can't really pinpoint, oh, it's the mental health, it's this. Like you said, every situation is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But having
Different
a
kids, different
mentor,
needs. Yeah.
I,
yeah, but having a mentor just makes a big difference
Everything different.
in their
I
life.
think this. I
Yeah.
think this is a great segue because I think we
oh,
all
five.
forgot
Before you,
we
Love
got
them
100
segues.
topics, y'all.
Man,
can I
what?
throw one
A
thing in there
mentor
though,
is
five?
crazy. Like for
Somebody
real.
trying to say
People
something.
underestimate
No, that's
mentors
a great
though.
segue, but do your thing, Daddy.
Nah, do your thing.
People
Do your thing.
Nah.
underestimate mentors. Like I never been
Yeah.
so motivated in my life
Wow.
But
off of
that's
a
Nah.
it.
stranger.
That's it.
Because
That's
you know
it.
what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like a lot of people should like embrace mentors. You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah.
I really do. Because those we don't know them people, but
Nah,
they bring so much
she's
traction
speaking
in
the
our
truth.
life, you know what I'm saying?
She's
Yeah.
speaking the truth because at the end of the day, man, when us as human beings, we always want to see somebody who's relating to us, right? And
Exactly.
whenever I'm doing a speaking engagement where there's a lot of people, I was just talking to my daughter about this because she has a fear of speaking in front of people. I said, find out one motherfucker who are smiling, who is feeling you and focus on them. And that goes to when you're going through some shit like Dan and
Yeah.
her job. She's probably looking for somebody who's trying to relate to her, trying to see who's feeling her. And then this one person come up to you that can put a fucking fire behind you to where that potential, and potential is unused talent, but that potential wouldn't have progressed if this person didn't just come up and just smile. Now I can build on that shit. Now I can put something in the atmosphere. And then if that person then just give me something,
Give
like
me something. Like,
I had a couple of mentors who seen certain, my uncle, he seen certain shit in me where he was like, I couldn't have done the shit that you done in life, where I looked up to him, where I'm like, nigga, you couldn't do this shit. And he's telling me that shit. So that birthed my next 5 years of progression.
exactly.
So
And
I'm trying
mentors,
to tell you that shit put something like,
That's
even
what.
like with my woman right now, and I tell her, look, keep speaking shit into me. You know, that can be your woman, your man, your mother, your brother, anybody. You know what I mean? But once that person, it's a downfall of that too. It's a fucked up side of that, because that person you're looking up to can shit on you later on.
fuck them.
And nah, but that's the person who you felt built this thing inside of you,
That's
and
right.
now you fucking depressed. You fucking like, damn, this the person that birthed the motherfucker you are.
That's
So
true.
it's
Perfect
real.
words, Dutch. Those are perfect
It's
words for this
it's
segue.
it's
I might have to.
real. It's
Oh,
it's
y'all
it's
niggas
a
on the road.
real thing, to where they may be studying you, so
For
you
Yeah.
gotta
sure.
study their ass as well.
For
So
sure.
I ain't gonna end this on a happy go
But look,
lucky ending.
who
I'm
look
just saying these
who
Nah, but
motherfuckers can be the
I
detriment of
understand
your
what you're
ass as well.
saying. I understand what you're saying, but I feel like as a mentor, I pick my mentor.
Yeah, that's
So you have to
Energy.
study them in
yeah.
order
You
for them
have
to
to.
study
You
you,
have
right?
to. Don't just follow anybody out this motherfucker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you
And then
will
it
get
ain't a
fucked.
like.
I
Yeah.
have gotten fucked.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
have
And the
gotten
mentor
fucked.
ain't your mother. They be see, I used to
Exactly.
when I was in therapy, I man, my mentor, my therapist left because her mother died. I thought the world ended. And she like, ma'am, I got a life.
Oh, Miss Hardy, I'm glad you brought that up, because it could not
I'm
be
sorry,
the
Trey. I know you
person's.
trying to get into another
Nah,
segue.
it could not be the person's fault.
Dutch
Like
ain't gonna
that
let it
right there,
happen.
that's some real shit, because
You gotta
they
believe in
could
your mentor
have
too,
to go, and
Yeah.
now you're
as much as
stuck.
they believe in you.
No,
Yeah.
that's why. Listen, that's why you get multiple mentors. James Baldwin is my mentor. Muhammad Ali is my mentor. Farrakhan, my mentor. It don't always have to be somebody you know, because you're right, Dutch. Sometimes, Hardy, sometimes they switch up and flip up in the predator. And hey, listen, so cool. But you can have mentors. I find mentorship in everybody. Listen, I'm inspired by what
Yeah.
each and everybody on this panel talking about right now. I can
Oh,
Hey,
find mentorship and guidance in that. That
hey,
way, when it's time for me to separate, if need be, I gotta do what I do, because sometimes the pupil become the prey. You know, sometimes I'm your student, and now you don't like where I done superseded to. Look at Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Sometimes that type of shit happen, and they cool as long as you right here.
yep,
And as soon as you start to elevate
yep.
and what you doing, it's a problem. And so we understand that that's part of this process in life, and we just keep it moving.
hey, Fat. I just want to say one thing because I'm about to jump. I gotta get up early. Uh, man, it's some good shit, man. Like, I definitely appreciate everybody on this call for sure.
you
You
gonna
know,
leave
It
It
ain't
before
was
the
nice
it
meeting
ain't
you,
bipartisan
Dirty.
breakdown?
gone
Dirty. I know. You
There's
have
no
a
way
no,
you
good
gonna leave before the
accent.
bipartisan breakdown, bro.
Let
You
him
can
let him do the first show.
did,
come on,
did,
you can leave after the next
all right,
after the
go ahead, go ahead.
bipartisan
Yeah.
breakdown, bro.
I got like 10, but I do want to say this though. I definitely foul you on some good shit, man. Because I work in politics and I be on all levels, local, federal, state, all that. And
I need a
five,
job, nigga.
I be in these rooms, man, and these is the conversations that they don't be having. These people don't
Right.
be in the community, and like Miss Hardy, you don't even know. Like I've been following you for like a year or two. I see that you
Oh.
be in these communities. Like I be tapped in. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh, thank
but
you.
I'm gonna go ahead five so you can get to the bipartisan so I could I got like another 10, 15.
We got one quick topic before the bipartisan breakdown that I think is a great segue, which y'all talking about mentors, because in my personal opinion, I think some of the first mentors in your life is definitely your parents. So and a lot of those mentors, y'all didn't mention, nobody mentioned parents. So finally, let's dive into one of the most polarizing debates in Black culture: single parent households. With women excelling in education and the workforce, single motherhood is on the rise. Is this empowering or hurting our families? And who's truly responsible for this trend? Men, women, or is this a systemic issue?
It's definitely, one, single parent households definitely hurt the families and our communities. We know that when kids grow up in a two parent household, that it's statistically proven that they go further in life and they excel further in life. Who fault is it? Uh, I don't fucking know. Maybe Instagram. Instagram and social media got
I
everybody
know.
thinking they got more options than they actually got. Because I don't want to sit here and say it's the women's fault, because shit, women through the 80s, through the 2000s, when niggas was getting locked up for cracking all that shit and getting all this time, they was holding shit down. And I don't want to say it's the men's fault, but is it? Because we supposed to be like the head of the household and kind of lead the way and the community. So I don't really know how to answer that specific question, but I do know that single parent households is definitely a detriment to our community. 100%. It is statistically proven that two parents in a household, the kids go way freaking farther. Like, it's not even a debate on that.
Oh, you know me, baby. I just built my platform on this, and this question is very easy to me. It's the U.S. government, and they use the Black woman for this. When slavery was ended, from slavery to Jim Crow to Martin Luther King's let's all just be together type situation. We have actually been the standard barrier for marriage in America. We and it's this thing where today in 2025, where we're like, oh, we never had a way in this world, or but yes, we have. At the end of the day, we was always together after slavery. The thing was, in the 1960s, going into the 70s, what happened was Martin Luther King came, and we was talking about this before, and I hope we do a show on it to elaborate on it. But Martin Luther King came with the integration. And I believe that if we would have just stood strong on not integrating and establishing, which we were, establishing something that would have been a concrete foundation to where if we would have integrated, we could have fell back on and not say hands up, don't shoot, not beg them not to shoot us, not do all of this shit that we've been going through in the last, I say 40 years. I think we would have been able to stand back on and be like, okay, they're not fucking with us. So we're going to go back on what we built. But what happened was we integrated. And once we integrated, they got access to us. They could never, ever tell us or break up our families until we integrated. Emmett Till got fucked up. Black men got hung. They tried every angle. They tried every fucking angle to break our fucking spirit, break our family, but they never could do it until we integrated with these motherfuckers. And at the moment in time we integrated, they put us in positions to where the Black man had to work these fucked up ass jobs in their system. The Black woman had the work these jobs in their fucking system. And if you go back to the Willie Lynch, they've been doing this shit to us since slavery, dividing us. They used to put shit in the cosmetology to let black women know, hey, you don't need a man to do certain shit. See, white women were going through certain shit with their men where they was beating the shit out of them and they was doing this shit and they was putting that shit in these little fucking papers in the 50s and the 60s to where black women were reading this shit. And I'm not blaming the black women. I first came on here and said it's the government. The government put that shit in their head to where if you look at the movie Claudine, it literally shows you how that welfare system fell on our women. And in the beginning, it was both man and woman working together, working the system. And then the black woman understood, oh, I don't need him. And then here comes the 80s, where the crack epidemic started, and we know where the fuck the crack came from. To where the man then got put out the house, got hooked on the crack, got hooked on the alcohol. Now come the 90s. Biden's fucking crime bill to where you had 3 strikes. If you still a fucking bubble gum, you gone to fucking jail. And that's what created the single mother household from 1995 all the way to 2005. And from 2005 to right now, it's a fucking democratic ploy and detriment to our community to where we look at the shit and we praise the shit. I don't praise single motherhood. I don't praise single fatherhood as well. But I had something that I wanted to present, but I'll say it right here. At the end of the day, man, you're most likely to succeed in a two-parent household right now. In the last 50 years, you're more likely to succeed in a single father household right now. It mimics a two-parent household. And Barack Obama, your favorite fucking president, told you
No Barack Obama
literally.
slander.
Well, I'm just saying in general, because black people, that's our savior. And that's not my savior, but that's our savior. And at the end of the day, we got to understand that women are not supposed to raise young boys. Women are not supposed to raise young girls. At the end of the day, man, I got this channel, Best Dad Ever, Fatherhood, Dutch Talk Fatherhood right now, because I want to show the meaning of what a father is to a child. Not only the meaning of a father is to a child's life, but a mother as well. It's a two-parent situation. And I used to look at the aspect of, being in the household with your children. That's the only way, the two-parent household. But it can actually work if you're co-parenting as well. I just had a divorce going on 2 years ago. And at the end of the day, me and my ex-wife, we do the damn thing. We came on this podcast tonight because I showed up late because I'm dropping my kids off. But at the end of the day, man, you have to have those elements in these children's lives. And the lowest statistic wise, and I understand that it's exceptions to the rule. But a lot of single mothers like to argue the exception, but not understand the rule. The rule is it is not your job to raise children by yourself. It is not your job to raise children by yourself. And that will be a detriment. It will be. Now, it's exceptions to that rule, but you got to understand, man. It's an exception. Stop arguing the exceptions. And what I see amongst social media right now, they argue, hey, my child came out good and I'm a single mother. Yes, cool. That's all gravy. But at the end of the day, if you look at the statistics of the prison system, yes, every person who comes from a single mother home does not go to prison. But it is a statistic. Literally, and it's proven. 84% of prisoners right now come from a single mother home. It's a lot of people out there who try to put this in the forefront, but they will get banned. Just like we got on Instagram from playing something that is very, very vital to our community, but they want to just say it's hate speech. And they got certain shit in there right now to where you just speak it and it's hate speech. And Floyd, I understand how you feel about Trump, but at the end of the day, man, when we come as men, come up in this game, and I've been looking at the stock market all my life, I ain't know what the fuck that shit meant until that man came into office where a lot of shit trickled down to me understanding financial stability, financial awareness, to where he may not wanted it to get to me, but during his whole shit, it trickled down to me, and it would not have gotten there if it was under a Democratic fucking ran presidency, because the Democrats don't want you to do nothing but look at Republicans and look at them as saviors and look at them as, oh, yeah, y'all black people, you're never going to get ahead in the game. And they do that shit to single mothers. That's why, and I'm gonna end this with this. I know it's long-winded. I'm gonna end it with this. Barack Obama got on the motherfucking national stage and said, fathers, on Father's Day, y'all need to take care of your kids. And then get on the national stage and tell single mothers, black single mothers, y'all the backbone of the society. And then he had his wife get on an interview and say, it's like, I'm a single mother. You ain't no motherfucking single mother. Your husband is the president of the United fucking States. Stop trying to relate to something that is a detriment, a direct detriment to our black men or young boys who are just trying to become men in our society, but you're relating to something that literally is a detriment to our society. That's all I got.
Okay, so let me rock with you then. So one, I don't think it's a detriment. I know a lot of great people that was raised right by single mothers.
But you going with the exception. That's what I just said.
You gotta let them cook. You gotta let them cook.
You can't say that, Floyd.
You gotta let them cook, bro. We let you cook for like 5 minutes.
I'm doing great.
Nigga,
I'm from a single mother, but I'm doing great. I never got
let you cook for like 5 minutes.
But I'm not gonna sit up here and say, hey, single mothers out there, you do the damn. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Hey, Dutch. Hey, look though, Dutch, but he is. So we gotta let him do his thing.
Let him.
So look, that's a disservice to all the single mothers that you know to do the damn thing, because this idea that this is an exception to the rule. First of all, who made the rules? You have to understand that at the same time that you're talking about independence of black people, that you're talking about segregation and desegregation, you're also adopting ideals that come from an institution that was not set for you to prosper. You go out your way to talk about what Barack did wrong, but you go out your way to talk about how Trump ain't that bad. You have to understand that you're
president. Hold up. I can't say no. I can't allow you to say something I never said.
Trey, you got to put everybody on the screen.
Hold on. I can't allow you to say something that I never said. I never said Trump was okay.
Like this.
No, what I'm saying is, hold up. Certain policies led me to be better financially from what Trump put in place.
Yeah.
I never said Trump was okay. And on top of that, what I'm saying about single motherhood is an actual fact. You can't say that just having a single mother will be will not be detrimental to the upbringing of a child. It is a fact. Do you understand that it is a fact that the worst place you can bring a child into the world is a single parent home? That's a fact. Because
Listen,
we
hold on, wait,
we
stop.
hold up.
That's a fact.
We as adolescents,
It's
we
a fact.
That's a
human
fact. That's a
beings
fact.
growing
Hold
That's
on.
a fact.
hold up. We as human beings growing up, we need, and that's why I said it's not a father or a mother, it's both.
You just making shit up, Dutch.
We need both, bruh. That's the best possible
Dutch, you making it
outcome.
up.
Hold up. That's the best possible outcome for anything. And that's what I'm arguing.
Listen, now
I want to let Floyd cook, and then we got to hear from the ladies.
I just wanted to correct the
I got 2 cents. Floyd got $1.
Go ahead, Miss Hardy. My bad, Floyd.
No,
My bad,
go ahead. No, I'm just playing, y'all.
Because I was gonna call
I
her
don't
Miss
even-
K, because she was patiently waiting. But
I don't even know what I'm responding to. Keep the screen like this. Please don't solo me, because I want to look at. I want Dutch to see me talking, so he knows I see him listening, so he does not cut me off or interrupt me while I'm talking.
okay.
So it was so much on the table, but the reality is this: I do agree, United States government, but it's not because of whatever. They implemented the welfare system, of course, the social service system that excluded men from the household. So if there was a man and father in the household, certain things was not eligible for the woman. So the woman almost benefited solely by separating herself from the man in the household environment, right? So this is something that was set in place back in the 60s and 70s. So that being said as well,
No.
it's not a burden that it's a single mother or a single father. We got a lot of this shit, but I think it's a antiquated narrative that one or the other is the only way. By the way, I would like to see the stat that says that there are more single mothers, because every time I look around, I see good men that raise their kids like, y'all, this is on this joint right here. So I don't know. I know this is a narrative that they tell people anytime they feel like their numbers are getting low and our numbers are getting high. Well, how are our minority numbers getting so high? Because we fucking with each other. And I know the narrative is that there's this black man and black woman and cool on podcasts and YouTube. You're right. But in real life,
in real life, bro. In real life, I'm gonna tell you what's in real life. I'm gonna tell you what's in real life. And
I'm about to spark up. Go ahead, I'm listening.
What's in real life is it's more women fucking the same man right now. And
Ain't
I'm
my baby.
real. And it's and
Ain't my,
we
I
ain't
ain't
got
the
enough
pappy.
fucking time right now to break it down. But y'all can go and Google all this shit, CDC, everything. But at the end of the day, right now, is black men between the ages of 16 and 39 are childless, bruh. Are childless. And that leaves about 10 to 15% of men that have babies. Now,
where you getting these numbers from, Dutch?
I just said it, the CDC, and you can go to, and I mean,
You
I can pull
like
it up if we have time.
Yo, it's 74% black people that swim.
I go off percentages, and I go off statistics, anecdotal evidence of what I see in my real life and who I know and everything. That's all I can do. And on top of that, we know our history. Me and you know our history. Right. So at the end of the day, the thing is, we are living in a society right now to where it is 84% of single motherhood when it comes to how we view and what's on the books of what it constitute as a single mother.
So watch this. Stop right there. Wait, stop right there. If it's 84% single mothers, that's not the anomaly, my nigga. That's the majority.
No,
if it's 84% single mothers raising African American kids that's doing what the fuck we have done in the last 125 years, then fuck it.
No. See, you said in the last 120. Nah, it's been in the
We
last.
only been free $1.25.
No, and that's why I started off with this notion of, or this, false notion of after slavery. No, after slavery, we were good. We were good. We were the standard barrier in everything that was family. Like do you know that it's probably 15% of women in our community right now who will ever see marriage, ever just like see marriage or experience marriage. Back in 1930, 1940, the teens of the early 19th century, bruh, we were like 80 to 90% married. And
Stop right there. Stop right
I
there.
don't think that's true.
Hold on,
No,
wait.
no,
Hold
that's
on,
actually
wait,
true.
Hold on, wait.
I don't think that's
Hold on, wait.
true.
No, that's actually true. You can
if it's
look it
true,
up.
right? Hold on, Dutch. If it's true, you know another great statistic?
Go
I
ahead.
give you one.
Go ahead.
In 2024, for the first time in history, the most people that reached millionaire and billionaire status was Black female entrepreneurs. So hold on, wait. So yeah, in the 30s, they was forced to marry when they was 15, nigga. Now they getting education, they elevating themselves, they starting businesses, they starting empires, nigga. Who gives a fuck if they somebody white? They got their own person now, nigga.
I was given that statistic based upon where we're at right now. And
yeah, they making money.
They making money. All right.
Black women outperform black men in education and the workforce.
But y'all gotta understand what that actually is. And people say that, and I don't want to get into my bag. I'm gonna get into my bag a little bit.
Cool.
I'm gonna get into my bag a little bit. When they say that, they mean this. That is how many Black women are actually enrolled in college. And hold on, top. Before you go and say, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Nah, that's not what it's online courses and physical college. It's enrolled. See, they took that from 2013 study when they did, and this is all facts you can look up. You can actually look up. It's how many.
I seen too many people's face turn, so I had to go to the year.
And I'm glad you did. It's how many Black women were enrolled. It's not how many Black women were actually getting degrees. And you can look it up. I don't have to say anything on that. You can just look it up.
Okay, so I want to jump in now. Going back to the original question, I'm glad you brought in the education piece, because what we're not going to do, and I think it was a part of the question, if I heard it correctly, was single family homes, women, Black women specifically, being educated is not the reason why they're single family homes.
No, that's
now
not
we can say, and I just heard it a little bit from your last statement, is I do feel that now Black women are given more opportunities than Black men to get educated, to get these grants, to get these things. And Black men are now starting to feel less inferior or more inferior to that.
I will agree.
They can't stick around. They
I will
can't
agree.
handle that pressure.
I agree with her.
I could carry a baby
Nick
for
Cannon,
9
Mariah
months
Carey.
and still tell you, nigga, you not doing enough, and I am going to get a degree, and I am getting promoted in my jobs. They start to question, well, I'm not the man of this household.
I
so
agree.
Here's the thing. That's where pride and integrity and all those things come into place. And I'm going to be going back to what Floyd said too, of when we talk about culture and different things and when we look at my Nigerian friends or my African friends, like I have Nigerians married into my family. A lot of them, they got other families in Africa. We know it. But it's a village. So a lot of those women they're married, but they're definitely single mothers. But they have a village around them. And I want us to be, hold on.
Single mothers.
I'll let you talk.
No, that's just like saying.
Let her talk, bro.
You talked for like
let her talk.
All right, man.
Let her talk. You talking about for
have to be
talk.
really clear
That's
on what single.
exactly what I
Stop.
was saying
No,
about
no, we
Michelle
have to be
Obama
clear when
I
we
need
saying
talk
all the
about
it's
screens,
like
single
she's
mother.
right?
a
I need
single
all
Be
the
mother.
clear.
Let her
Be
talk,
clear
Come
on what
bruh.
on.
single mother is.
Your
Because
husband is the president of the
Bruh, let her
United
talk,
no,
bruh. That's the
States of
I
problem.
America.
That's
know
the
women
How
who
could
problem.
are
you be a
Let her
married
single
talk.
and
mother?
that father doesn't do shit for them kids. Just because you in the
Mm.
house don't make you a
No,
father.
what I'm saying is with the actuality of a single mother is when they don't have any help.
Any help.
Any help.
So it's food stamps, Section 8. Is
No,
that
no, no,
help?
no, no. She went to Africans.
Not
Africans,
even
I'm
just
sure.
Africans. I could use my personal
No, what I'm
situation.
saying is
Technically, my sister is a single mother. That daddy is not around. But guess what? There's still a village
No, what I'm
around
saying
that
is
is Black
this is
culture.
what I'm saying. This is what
You're
I'm
not
saying.
listening to her, bruh.
This
You
is
Because
what
just
I'm
he don't
you're
saying.
not
want to
This is
listen.
listening
what I'm
He
to her.
saying.
wants me to
All right,
understand what he
let me
wants to
ask you
understand.
this. Let me ask you
That's
this.
a chauvinist, man.
Let me ask you this. Who called me a chauvinist?
I ain't do
What
it,
is
but
what?
you
Oh,
not
Oh,
listening to
that's
her,
I
bruh.
you
thought I
doing
heard
too much.
chauvinist. But anyway,
I'm sorry, Dutch. I ain't
oh
say that, but I didn't say it.
but what I'm saying is
Apologize to whoever said it.
a single mother is considered a person, a woman who is singly and look. I came from a single mother. I give you props from what you been what cards been delved your way. And when I say been delved your way is when that nigga has just left and you're doing everything on your fucking own. I can give you that. But what I'm not going to do is make that the argument for what's best for a child.
No,
And
and
I
that's
think
not what I'm saying.
and what I think we're getting misconstrued
Mm-mm.
here is what's best for a child and what a woman is doing with what she's left with.
Yeah.
I can congratulate you for doing that, but I'm not going to then sacrifice the idea of a two-parent
So let me say this.
situation.
I agree with you. I am not a feminist. I want when a kid come, the daddy, I want you here. That's
all I'm
that's
saying.
it. That's all. But you also have to if like you said, it means having nobody, right? But there's what people consider single mothers, and the father is not in the pictures, but they have the uncles, they have community, they have the granddaddies. So that's why I said you have to be really specific. And I'm glad you cleared that up a little bit on what you define as a single mother, because people will automatically assume if the father's not there, you're a single mother. But if you have the help, you have the help. But, and I will also say again, just because somebody is married and just because there is a able body in the household with them, that does not mean that they help take care of their children. I know married women who are single mothers.
All right, let me ask you this question.
Facts.
To the person that you're talking about, right?
Yes.
That say is married and they have a husband. What is he not doing?
When that baby cries in the middle of the night, when it's time to pick up from daycare, when it's the weekend, he's on a boat. When it he's not fathering.
Okay,
when it's time to go sit in the hospital because there's a temperature, when it's time to mom doesn't always have to be the one that disciplines. It's all the things. When shit gets rocky in a relationship between us, now you go to your mama's house.
Can I ask you this? What is he doing?
Nothing.
Hold on.
Hold on. And I'll give him credit.
A man just ain't gonna be unless the man just on the couch all day long.
No, he's not on the couch all day long. But baby,
my dad,
if I'm working,
what I'm asking is,
hold on. Let me be clear, because I know, hold on, because I know who we talking about here. He does go to work.
Okay.
He does help with some of the bills.
Okay.
But that's not fathering.
I ain't say that was fathering. But what I'm saying is, my mother, she had 3 baby daddies. 3. right? 3, straight up 3.
That's
None
wild.
of them ever lived with us.
Same.
None of them ever paid any bills. My mother had free reign to pay all this shit. She did everything. So when I look at my mother, who passed away in 2017, rest in peace, my mom.
Rest her soul.
Mom.
Peace, mama.
Definitely, that's what's up.
When I look at her, I don't look at a lot of black people, we internalize the single mother being damn, you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that. Shit, you the shit. And we should praise you and put you in the same realm as the overall. And what I learned was I'm going to give my mother everything that she deserved based upon what she did and what she was left with. What she was left with. But, and I'm probably about to get a lot of fucked up shit in the comments, but at the end of the day, she had 3 baby daddies, and these were 3 choices that she made. These were 3 choices that she did make that she understood what was going on. And before she passed away, she told me, and she told all of my brothers, I understood what I was doing. But at the end of the day, I cannot take that in which she did and give her praise for something that is an overall community cultural thing. The cultural thing is, I wish I had my daddy there. I wish I had my daddy there to teach me a lot of shit. Where later on in life, which me and him are cool like fuck today. Like he is everything to my children what I wish he was to me. But the thing is, I look at it as apples and oranges. You can't say, okay, a single mother home just because this person turned out to be that, or my child turned out to be this, and make it okay. No, that's not okay. I am not going to sit up there. Look, my current girlfriend right now, and I swear to God, I met her on Facebook dating when I ain't even know that shit would even exist.
Hello.
Even existed until I put
Not
single
the little
on my
joint, not the
goddamn
little.
Facebook. I put single on that joint. As soon as I
You
said,
freaked out, Dutch.
I was like, what the fuck is this hard? Now
You
check it.
freaked out, Dutch.
Now check. No. Check it. I met
I know what you was
a
doing.
lot of chicks off that joint, and she probably gonna be watching right now because I told her, watch this show when it come out. But
I
at the
know
end
what
of
you
the
was
day,
doing, Red Joe,
at the
you
end of the
nigga.
day, I talked to 100 chicks. I probably met up with a couple, but I met her, and she my youngin'.
Yeah.
But I will not fucking recommend no fucking Facebook dating to nobody because
What you found?
I am the exception. This is the exception. This
Oh, you
we a
understand?
year
But
in.
yeah, but
All
We
right,
guess
come
what?
on.
Hey,
You
look,
got two
look,
shows.
bro.
Let me tell you.
Everybody
Hey,
got
look,
this.
bro.
It's
Hey,
my
Floyd.
turn now.
We are
Hey,
a year in, and I
Okay.
love her to death. But
It's
I
my
would
turn.
never ever tell a young nigga to go on Facebook dating to find a chick.
Come
Oh,
on,
you the
Hardy.
exception. You listen.
yeah, I gotta
So
let you.
I
I'm gonna
got
let
some
you rock.
stuff I wrote
I
down.
bit a
Which
nerve, didn't
so, when y'all talked about when you talk about or when you guys talk about statistics, I we have to be very careful when it comes to statistics because all I can think about is my mom being a single mother, getting Section 8 food stamps, all that. And my daddy lived with us. So she lied on the papers.
yeah, yeah.
Statistics is just, them numbers
But
is
it's
off.
anecdotal evidence as well.
I don't care what you say. My mother was a
Yeah.
single mother and my father lived in the house. On paper, my mom was a single mother. In the house,
All
I
right, let
had
me
my
ask
dad.
you this. Miss Hardy.
Hold on, I got a few
Hold
things.
on.
Let me get it off
Before you
first.
get
Let
to that,
her
I
talk.
want to
Yeah,
ask you
because
this.
I'm gonna lose my train of thought.
Yes.
And we also got to be careful because, like, okay, I have kids that might listen to this, and when we say, it's detrimental not to have both parents in the house. Who is that helping when we saying this? Like, why do we even like? Some people
It's
can't help
helping the
that.
children though.
They can't help that. That is gonna fuck their mental.
No,
Tell a
it's
10-year-old.
not. I
Listen,
don't
if
think
I go to
so.
this 10-year-old and
No,
say,
I
"Man,
don't think
you gonna let me finish?
telling a
You gonna cut me
child
off? All right,
that
I'll be
it's
quiet."
best to have both parents in your life living together or not, co-parenting at least. I don't think it's bad at all telling the
It makes the
parent.
child feel less than, because
No,
that's
it
not their
doesn't.
reality.
Because
Yes, it does.
no, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. If you
No, it
try to tell
doesn't.
somebody that's detrimental, it's like, well, shit,
How
that's
is
my
it
life.
detrimental telling my children or
Because it's
telling
about
a child?
representation, Dutch.
No,
It's about It's about
it's because when you that's why I said when Michelle Obama was in that interview, and I wish can I pull it up? Whatever. She said in the interview, she was outside of the White House and she was getting interviewed about how much Barack Obama works, right? Barack Obama is the president of the United States. At the end of and she had her moms come and help her with the fucking kids.
Yeah, because he wasn't there.
Now, he's the president of the United States. Like,
exactly. Well, how many of those days he has so many
hold,
other duties? That's what I'm saying. She
Oh,
probably did feel like a single mother
you
in
telling
there.
me if
he
I'm
gotta run the whole country?
Oh my God. Hold
Yes.
on.
No, because you didn't talk
hold
over
up. If
everybody.
I'm a CEO of a company,
Everybody, I had to get
hold
off
up.
real quick. Dang.
Hold up. If
No
I'm a
respect for the
CEO,
black woman. Can we talk?
so hold
This is
on.
a
If I'm
one-way
a
street.
CEO of a company where this company is making me $5 million a year, where that's taking care of my family, financially,
Dutch. Single just refers to the number, my nigga.
Nah, but
One or two,
I think they're looking at
The presidency
single.
and the
I think
CEO.
they're
One or
looking at
two.
single as
Mother is
in
single. She's
hold
by
on,
herself. It's one, nigga.
hold on. A woman has natural abilities and a man has natural abilities to where he protects and provides.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you have an issue with your baby mother considering herself a single mother?
I don't consider her a baby mother, first of all.
Okay.
Second, she's my ex-wife.
Okay. If she called herself a single mother, would that bother you?
She will not call herself a single mother because she's not a single mother.
Hypothetical.
No, it's no I'm not gonna hypothetical this.
Because y'all co-parent, right?
I hold up. I am not gonna hypothetical this because it's not a hypothetical.
No, it's a real question.
Hold on. If I'm married to someone for 13 years, I was with her for 17 years, and we decided to get a divorce. My child, my two biological children are 10 and about to be 16. My oldest is 21 years old. I met her at 3 years old. That's my stepchild. At the end of the day, I don't consider her as my baby mother. I consider her as my ex-wife. Now, when you have because what we did was straight out of the box of what people normally do.
What you mean?
Meaning what I think everybody's supposed to do is co-parent. Don't bring no courts into your shit. Don't bring no child support into your shit to where you know that this dude been taking care of these children for all of these years. So why even go there? And she didn't go there, which she had the power to go there, but she didn't go there. It's 50-50 custody. Even in everything, like look, shit happens, and we probably won't agree on certain shit, but the core shit, it's not with most men go through.
Did she get remarried?
No, she didn't get remarried. This happened.
Is she single?
She is single.
Is she a mother?
She is.
Mute my phone.
Got him.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this.
Hold
I'm
on,
gonna say
listen.
this.
Watch this. Hold on, wait.
She's a single woman. Listen.
This is ladies' night.
It had to take me. Hold up, Floyd.
What a night.
Floyd.
Oh,
It had
what
to
a
take me a
night.
little moment to do a comeback. I got it.
Okay.
She's a single woman.
I ain't heard nobody get done
She's
you
a
now.
she's a single woman who can do whatever she please.
Okay, and she's also a mother.
However, she's a mother in concert with me as being co-parenting our child.
Look, I'm gonna say this, Dutch.
And you're a
I'm gonna say this, Dutch.
And I'm damn. Look, y'all see this shit. God damn it, I'm gonna put it right there.
But
That's
it's not
bad
about you.
ever. Let's go.
But look, it ain't about you though, Dutch. It's not about you. So this is the thing, right?
Right.
We gotta be able to hear each other and understand each other.
No,
like,
I get what they saying, bro. I get what they saying.
Look, even the concept that if a mother got help, then she not a single mother is absurd, because I know plenty single mothers who call on their mother.
No, you're right. You're right. And I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about them.
People
they were my mother.
You can't keep on with your exceptions to the rule.
No. They were my mother. But when
don't get on Facebook, but I would get on Facebook.
Hey, Dutch, the comments said the same thing. They said your situation is the exception to the rule.
No, that's why I pointed out. Hold up. That's why I pointed out the aspect of being a single mother where they don't have no help, bro. Like, it is. And I would like to leave that to that.
I don't know nobody who ain't got no help.
Nah, there's a lot of women out there that don't got no help. Trust me.
What is help? You know, like,
help is
people
bills.
need people.
Help
What's
is
staying in the house
when I'm going to work, who taking care of my kids?
Is it help from Big Mama, or is it help from a man per se?
Yeah.
Nah, it's help. It's a father figure. And
so
I think
it's not so a father figure, not help.
Nah, I ain't talking about no government being your daddy. I know, government being your daddy ain't no help.
A lot of people help. So having a father figure and someone helping is two different things.
Nah. When you
a lot of moms have help. Look, and I'm not saying government, but just help.
Look, my mother ain't had no help. My mother,
trust and believe
even
me.
the niggas that she was fucking with.
Maybe from not a man, but your mom wasn't
my mother
alone with. She had somebody.
No, she didn't.
Her mother,
like for real.
Her sister,
like I'm trying to tell you. My mother.
Angie say, "What is his point?"
She was motherfucking married 3 times in my lifetime. In my lifetime, she was married to my big brother's father. She was married to this bitch ass nigga that me and Elmo fucked up. She was married to Debo. You know Debo. He cool as shit. But at the end of the day, none of them niggas was like, my mother was them. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
obviously she was with him.
Nah, she was that woman for that. Now, I don't take her out of that and put it into the whole of the community. That's what
part of it.
No, that's not. That's a part of it. Hold up, that's a part of it, but we don't make one part the whole. And the whole is, I want to promote. I always want to promote, and I always want to tout 2-parent households or 2-parent co-parenting.
Yeah, Dutch, but if my aunt was born with a dick, she'd be my uncle. We can't be sitting here talking about what we want. This is reality, man.
No, what I'm saying is this. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You can't dictate what's the most. Okay, we was just talking about. Hold up, we was just talking about.
Every situation is different.
Nah, and I get that. I get that.
You got somebody on Facebook.
We was just talking about what's more detrimental, gentrification or gun violence, right? And Miss Hardy, you said, "Hey, gun violence, right?" But you didn't.
I didn't know it was either or. I
No,
just was
no, no,
giving
no,
my
no.
opinion.
But
Hold
nah,
on, I was just giving my opinion on Gunna.
and you gave
I
your
didn't realize
opinion
it
on the
was a
overall situation, but you still gave your opinion on the gentrification as well.
yeah.
But you didn't let the gentrification overall your opinion on gun violence. The thing is, I do give praise to the women who do the damn thing when they didn't sign up for it. I give it them. Bam, there you go. But I'm not going to overall, if you ask me what's the most best situation for a child in the Black community, I will say 2-parent household. Period.
Of course.
That's all. That's my whole argument.
And another thing I wanted to say, Floyd, you had mentioned it. I don't know what statistics are saying now, but I just thinking about 10th place. I can think about one building, and I could think about one house. There's about 15 kids in that house because none of their mothers wanted them, nor fathers.
Right.
I think about my godson. His mother is alive, and things are just different now. I'm like, I
Yeah.
remember growing up, and the father was not around. Now the mothers are not around. It's different now. I don't know what happened, but it's the mothers aren't raising their children. So
It's
I
like
don't know what if this statistically but that's what we seeing on the ground.
it's like you said though, Hardy. Ever since COVID, a lot of shit and dynamics have changed, and I think it's not even about us putting the man against the woman or the woman against the man. At this point, I think at this point we realize we both done been dealt a bad hand, some bullshit here and there. We done learned some lessons. We got our scars and we got our wisdom from it, and we could come together and do some powerful shit. Again, in 125 years, we're where we are now. I hate the narrative that that's what's wrong with Black people. Why don't we talk about what's right with Black people? We done more in a limited amount of time than people done in the fucking history of mankind. So we gotta stop holding ourselves like we did something. They taught us to hate ourselves. Let's keep it 1,000. They taught us to look ourselves in the mirror and see what was wrong instead of seeing what was right. So we can't fall victim to that shit. 2025. We thinking we so advanced, but really we still in the same bullshit. We gotta move forward from going against each other and saying, hey, single mother, married mother, whatever, we salute you. You got 6 kids, you got 1 kid, you got a God kid, fuck it. And if you taking care of my kid, fuck it. We got to tip our hat to the people that's showing love and giving love and raising our babies. And as men, we got to do a better job. If statistically it's correct that we not around, cool, we got to do a better job of holding each other accountable. And, because any nigga around me that's a deadbeat can't be around me. We can't go fuck with no bitches.
I agree with you on that, bro.
We can't fuck no, we can't do none of that. We can't go hit no club or the studio, nothing, nigga. Where your son? We haven't even heard. Wait, you got a baby somewhere? So we gotta hold each other accountable. But like again, I don't believe that in 2025 Black men ain't raising their kids. I think that's a bullshit narrative created for one group to hate the other group and women to be. No, man, we raising our kids. We in the families. We try and make it work. And that's what's going on moving forward. And fuck anything that's saying that that's not happening, because that's what I see. I just shot a nigga anniversary last night. 17 years he been with his woman. Now,
he said he shot somebody else. I said,
yeah, I was about to say, nigga, god damn,
we
you
don't lie,
you go hard.
Nah, it's been 17 years. They had ups and downs. I watched them go through it. This my young man. He a big guy. I ain't gonna say like he a kid. But shit, he around 30 now, and I done watched him go through this whole thing. But she held him down when he was when he had to go do some time, and he came home and they built something organically from that. And listen, like I say, it ain't never gonna be perfect, but we can find a way to make this thing work and raise some kids. And sometimes relationships don't work. I hate this narrative because sometimes the relationship don't work, but you still like Dutch is doing, and salute to him. Okay, just because I'm not fucking you don't mean I can't take care of my kid. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. A lot of these guys, once you can't get none of the pussy no more, you stop calling her. Your little son don't get to see you no more because you can't get no ass. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas be bitch made, and y'all gotta fix that in yourself.
bitter exes and baby mamas.
Daddies.
Now, that's a fact.
I want to say this. I want to say this though. I do want to say
I
this.
gotta get a shirt saying that. I want to say this.
And nah, it's the piggyback on what you said, man.
I love Dutch's point of view though. He got a good point of
A
view.
lot of look, man. You know, a lot of people. And our court system is fucked up, young. And I hope we do a show on that one day.
That's another
and I'm
story.
talking about for the men. Like I done seen some shit. My big brother done spent over $300,000 $300,000 trying to see his kids. He ain't seen his kids since my mother passed, like 2017, and he's still paying child support. And like. The thing is, man,
no peace.
Yeah, like, and what I can say about me and my ex-wife, any issues that we had together, we did not allow that shit. Cause Floyd, bruh, you know my wife. You feel me? You was there. like the thing
I was
is,
there for sure.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, anything that we had going, I looked at her and was like, all right, this shit about to happen. Let's see what's really gonna happen. And she stood on business. Because at the end of the day, she could have took me for fucking everything. You see what I'm saying? And what she did is so commendable to what I think a lot of couples should fucking do. You know what I mean? It's all about the children. It's all about the children, young, I swear. Because how mad she is at me or how mad I am at her, if we can just keep that shit contained to us, I get a bunch of fucked up text messages. Trust me, I do.
I don't believe that. Not ex-wife. Nah.
No, I get some shit. But
I can imagine.
But she keeps it there. You know what I mean? Like she keeps it there, and it doesn't spill onto the kids. And that's all niggas be asking. Look, you can talk
Dutch,
all
that's
shit.
because Dutch, you gotta understand in this case, to use your term, you are the anomaly, my nigga. Because
I am. I'm gonna tell you, I am.
Hear me out. Because the reason why she don't call the cops and take you to court is because you hold up your end of the bargain. And there's so many people who, when a woman don't take a nigga to court, he be like,
dog. When I'm sorry, young, like I've seen so many cases of my man.
Take care of y'all kids, niggas.
It's
to that point though, how she had to put a certain trust in you after she had a certain distrust in you. She had with that being said, like that is like how big of a burden can you put that on somebody?
You're right.
To be in a union, have a distrust for somebody, and then once the breakup, I feel like I should entrust in you that you're gonna do what you're supposed to do.
Bro. You absolutely right.
That's a big
this nigga Trey 5 turning into
Trey is two different types of trust, though. I can trust you as a mother, but not as my lover. You could be a cold whore.
And that's the whole That's the whole thing, though. That's the whole thing. I trust her 100%, bro. Like that's the best mother I've ever fucking seen in my life. Other than my mother, she like there, bro. Like so, I'm already there. She just had to get there, and I think she got there with what Trey just said. Like,
I'm with you, Floyd, right? But in those moments, y'all been in breakups. In those moments, shit burning down, shit crashing down. It's a lot said, it's a lot done.
Yeah.
You have to, that has to be repaired before you can have the clarity to look at that adult and be like, oh nah, that nigga is a good mother or father.
And Floyd,
get my shit back together. It's like, nah, fuck that person in general.
She had to look through a lot of shit to get to that. Like,
I met you, Dutch.
She had to get through a lot of shit to get to
I met you.
that.
I believe you. we
I
we
don't look. I
niggas,
don't
of a
look.
certain
I
era.
don't want to put the focus point on your relationship.
No, I'm just
so
saying, you right like a motherfucker.
So we gonna keep it moving, man.
I'm gonna give it to you.
That's a wrap for Who's Sicing, man. Now let's shift gears into Bipartisan Breakdown, where we tackle the pros and the cons of each political aisle. All right, let's dive into the heart of American politics. The Democratic and the Republican parties are both essential, but both flawed. Tonight, we're going to break down their strengths in our opinions, their weaknesses in our opinions. So, panel, let's get into it. What does each side get right, and where do they miss the mark?
Okay, Miss Pat.
That's so much to unpack. So just thinking about this last election cycle, right? The Dems did a horrible, the worst fucking job ever of communicating what the needs, what they're trying to push. And the reason why is because they didn't keep their promises to begin with. I give the Republican side their props because when they say they're going to do something, they stick to it. Whether it's the dumbest thing ever, like we could take it back to Trump and the wall. He did it. He said he was going to put bans on stuff. His first couple of weeks, he told Africans they couldn't come back and forth. Like, I think that the Republican Party has done a great job of communicating their messages and pushing their agendas forward by any means necessary. And I feel like the Democratic Party has done a very horrible job at maintaining their word and pretty much telling us, like, and when I say us, I'm specifically talking about the Black community, of using us as pawns, telling us what we want to hear when it's time, bringing out Glorilla and everybody else to try to garner the attention and say that they're for us. But it's like every time that you get the time, you had your 4 years, and what have you done? And I don't mess with the Dems. I don't mess with the Republicans. I mess with people. I do political work on a state and on a local level. And I don't give a damn if you blue, purple, red. Like, what do you stand for? And when we look at these different Democrats, everybody, like, I forgot who said it. I think it was Dutch, saying that Obama was our savior. Like, absolutely not. When I look at Dems that I do think Dems that I respect would be like Malcolm Kenyatta, Jasmine Crockett, like people who stand 10 toes down in the racism, people who stand 10 toes when these large corporations are like, sell your people out for this amount of money, we'll promise you a seat. People who stand 10 toes when they say, we want to end child poverty and we don't want to see kids being killed, whether it's here or whether it's in Gaza. And I just, honestly, I think the Dems and the Republicans are all one big party. I think it's always divide and conquer. And you look at the Republican Party now, and they're shaking in their boots because they can't even agree. Like they saying they want to get these Mexicans out of here. They want to deport. But once you say Mexicans, they're like, whoa, those are our workers. But who they really want to deport are the Africans, the Haitians, the different Black people of color who are really coming here and making bank. There's so much to that question to unpack. But do I trust either party? No. Do I work with both parties? Yes. Are they going to be the ones to save us? Absolutely not. And all we can do moving forward is hold people accountable. I'm not big on canceling people out because they support a certain candidate. That's what you're supposed to do. But I will cancel you out if you're just outright racist. Like, I don't have to talk to you. And I do think we're going to have to do a better job in these next 4 years because people going to hate me for it. But if I had a chance to sit down and talk to Trump, I would. Because if we're not in these rooms, he's still hiring who the fuck ever. We got WWE over the fucking Department of Education. It's just like there has to be some kind of logic still happening in the room. And then we know his weak spots. So I just think you gotta play the game. And unfortunately, it's a game that's not ending no time soon because we are not ready to uprise and overthrow democracy to make it fit what we actually see today. And when you think about the Bill of Rights, we're not even a part of that. We're not a part of the Constitution. Like, so in order for these things to really change and move forward, I always say, like, there has to be a new Constitution, there has to be a new Bill of Rights because it doesn't even address Black people.
Now, I think she said everything perfect. It don't really matter which side you're looking at. They playing politics. I don't really necessarily, there is this narrative, like, and she kind of touched on it with the Glorilla thing, but to be honest, if you look at their stuff, they got their people too. They got their comedians, their celebrities come out. It look different because we different, but they doing the same thing. They going on Joe Rogan, she going on Shannon Sharp. It's the same thing. They playing the same game. Not that one is, but they playing theirs. Their playing theirs different by just being honest. We talked about it earlier about like how do you get through to the masses, to the youngins. But we all kind of, we are who we are. Humans are triggered the same way, so we want to feel more inclined. People feel like they get down with Trump because he talk like that. He cussing at the podium, saying whatever the hell he want. People are turned on by that. Never mind the fact that when he's talking about, like she said, she's not. He's talking about when he's talking about they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. He's talking about niggas. He's talking about black people. That's their goal. That's their target. You can just Google the pictures of the Haitians coming across the border, and the shit look like something from the 1800s. Whips and shit like that on horse. This shit is what it is. It's what it always been. The whole campaign actually ran on the premise. It was funny because there's so many black people that backed this campaign, but the whole campaign was some racist shit about us. Because at some point they would do mass deportation. How will they know that I'm not Haitian? Look at me. How will they know I'm not African? How will they know? I gotta show my papers. What if I don't have no papers? What if I left my wallet inside? They throw me in the back of a van. I end up missing. Where does it start? Where does it stop? Immunity for the police. Where does it start? Where does it stop? So, but the thing is, they telling you straight up what it is, and that's why even the people that they telling to their face, we're gonna fuck you over. They like, yeah, I'm voting for him because he keeping it real. They choose. We're gonna choose the truth. And Democrats spend they running from an old playbook where you come out, you talk some bullshit, you come on this, you say this and that. Nobody believes you no more. So even though we don't know what's what, we know we trust the truth. And so we can deal with that. Somebody's, panicking because Trump's in the office. I think you need to do what Dutch said and go find some fucking stocks and figure out, shit, he in there now. Fuck it. What you gonna sit around mad and frustrated? Find a way, no matter who's in the office, to empower yourself and empower your community. You can't go wrong. And this year got to be about that.
So when it comes to the politics, I grew up a little different. First of all, I'm from Indiana, from the country. Grew up with my neighbors were, Caucasian, and we got along. We all were poor. And then when I moved here, it was just a culture shock. And I, also served time in the military, and in the military is where I learned like um, not to really hate on any president. Because to be honest, I didn't like Obama for some reason. I don't know why, but I just didn't care for him. But I just learned to, love every president because it's they all have their good and their bad, what they want to focus on. It's very personal. So, and just when I think about my life, like I always feel like no matter who's in office, my life doesn't change much. Like I'm on the bottom, so it just not on the bottom, but in certain neighborhoods, it really you really don't see a difference. I know it is a difference, but sometimes you just don't feel it. So for me, uh, I enjoyed having Biden in office because of the gun violence prevention office. I don't think any president is perfect or, whatever. They all got their pros and cons. But just me personally, I loved Biden because of his team that he brought in with him. Um, in these, the 4 years Biden was in, I've gotten so many kids access to the White House. I know that might not seem like a major thing, like we have bigger things, issues. But just for me, I just really enjoy that. I served my country, so I just feel like I don't know, but I just really enjoy those kids being able to voice their opinion in the White House. Uh, as when it comes to gun violence prevention, they dumped a lot of money on us. When it comes to gun violence prevention, and not saying it's bad, good, but that office is gone now. Um, the gun violence prevention office is gone, so I'm just happy that they were able to dump money into our community for 4 years. So, did it go to the right place? I don't know, but it's going to be sad for me to see Biden leave because so many DC kids got access to the White House. But as far as policies and politics, I don't believe in a lot of stuff. It doesn't make sense. When I sit in those rooms and I'm like, but this is going on in the neighborhood, and but y'all doing this. So politics really never made sense to me, but I'm a proud American, and whoever's in office, I'm going to support and just try to work with them. Like Kayla said, if Trump calls, guess what? I'm gonna be right in there, right at the White House. Y'all gonna see me in there. I'm not for anything, I don't want anything bad to happen. Of course, I'm all for good, and I'm very spiritual. Like, God has me in places for certain reasons. So even when I'm in the White House, I'm praying, I'm blessing, So I just think different, and my motives and my what how I see things are very different. So I can't get caught up into politics because it'll just, like, it'll change me, and I don't want that to change me. So let Dutch go first.
I got a little perspective. The thing about the Democratic Party, everything has been said. Um, I look at it like this. They have been treating us as a ploy in this whole game of politics up until probably about 2023. And when it comes to the Democratic Party, I look at them as racist. That's all I do. Um, I had a channel where I said I'm the non-black Democrat, right? And people, oh, so you're a Republican? No, fuck the Republicans. Because at the end of the day, we gotta look at it as this: we already know what Republicans are. So why would I talk to you about what the Republicans do? You already have your mind made up. But what you don't have your mind made up about is the Democratic Party. What I see Charlemagne the God, all of these radio personalities talk about is, hey, they they have just not been talking about what we wanted to talk about, or they they lost the vision. No, they ain't lose shit. They don't fuck with you. They do not fuck with you at all. They look at you as ploys. They only come to you when it's a fucking election. They only come to you when they need your fucking vote. That's only when they come to you. And like the lady just said, they came to us, they said this, they said that. But at the end of the day, fuck all of that. What needs to happen is we need to come together. We need to come together as a black community, as the community. The thing that the government did to us was divide us. We have Republican black people, we have Democratic black people, we have Nation of Islam black people, Bloods, Crips. We have all of these factions to where they divided us to the point where we can't even fucking point out a leader. To where back in the day, I'm not a, you know, Martin Luther King guy, but at least we appointed a leader. Malcolm X, at least we appointed a leader. No leader is here right now to where they can sit up there and say, we are this. And that's the number one problem that we have in the black community is not having unity. We don't have any type of common ground to where we can speak on to where it will get us some type of leverage. We're going to keep going through these fucking cycles of presidential debates and all of that. Fuck all of that shit. I don't care about none of that. I don't vote. I don't vote because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to what my people need. It doesn't matter to what we have come into this country in fucking chains needs. It nothing matters. What we need is unity. And what the government has did was divided us on a Willie Lynch level to where we look at the old and we say fuck you. We look at the young and we say fuck you. We look at the rich, we say fuck you. We look at the poor and we say fuck you. So at the end of the day, what do we have? We have a community that's dictated by a Democratic Party that we all just be like, oh, Biden, he does good on this or the man, fuck that. They all are the same party.
So I
It's
got a question.
all fucked up.
I got a question for you. So when you said you don't vote, is that in all elections or
Yes, isn't
federal?
I don't believe in none of it.
Do your children hold on? Do your children go to public schools?
Yeah.
So you and I say this because I hate federal elections. I don't play in it, but on a state and local level, you're right and how they all divide us, and they all divided us by state, and they all divided these lines around us by county. And I will say that is where we absolute have the most control is on that local level. We can vote for who we want on our board of eds. I ran 21 elections across the state of Maryland this last election cycle, and I won 18 of them. And if I did not, we would have had people. You can look it up. It was the 1776 project, and you have Moms for Liberty candidates. And these are the people who are coming in on a local level trying to run our schools, who believe Black history shouldn't be taught, who believe if whatever a teacher's sexuality is should determine if they are allowed to teach in classroom, who believe teachers shouldn't get paid, and all these different things. And I just say that to say, you look like you in are you in a house? Do you own your home?
No, I'm not in the home right
You're
now.
not in the home. But so you pay a rent
I pay a
for.
hell of amount of rent
Yes,
where good
that is
Lord.
on a state level. And it's like when I say fuck Dems and when I say fuck the Republicans, let me be very clear, and that's why I say I don't care what you are. I'm into
Right.
people. And I'm into people on a local level, because if I elect you as my county councilman, if I elect you as my board of ed member,
I
I have the
wanna
most
I wanna
access to
say
you.
this.
And I say that to say this because a lot of the stuff that happens on that big broad
Nah,
macro level,
I'm
it doesn't
agreeing.
trickle down to us.
I'm in agreement with you. I'm
Who are
in
we
It
agreement.
doesn't
advocating
trickle
for?
down to
What
No,
us.
no,
the?
no, no, no,
I'm
That's
no, no,
asking
weird.
you,
no.
as a
I'm
political
in
organizer,
agreement
vote
with
in
you.
2026
I
on
no,
a
no,
local
no, no,
level.
no.
We got
I'm in.
council members advocating
Look,
right
no,
now.
no,
Who
no,
are we
no, no.
advocating
I
for?
am in
In Maryland,
agreement with you
PG
on a
County.
local level.
My Crystal.
Trust me. I am
Crystal
in
running?
agreement with you. When I
Crystal
move,
Ryder, she
I'm
She's
in.
talking
already
I,
in
about for county
office.
exec, not county
hold on,
council.
hold on.
Oh, my bad.
I'm in Montgomery County right now, Silver
Okay.
Springs, and I'm totally in agreement with you on a local level.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we talking about like the bigger.
Federal, but I just wanted
Yeah.
to make sure when you say you don't vote at all, I'm asking you.
No, I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't vote on a presidential level because
I can.
of what we're talking about.
Mhm.
What do
Like,
y'all feel about
Yeah.
Calvin Hawkins?
Jesus Christ, Trey.
I mean, me personally, I'm rooting for him to win, but
Yeah. I don't have a honestly like when it comes down to this county executive race, between Jolene Ivy, Aisha Braveboy, and Calvin Hawkins, like they all have that's a strong race. That's
yeah.
a strong race. I will say
what
when it comes
county is that in?
Prince George's County because
Okay, I'm not
we
in
just
Prince George's
elected
County.
Angela also Brooks to the Senate, so now her seat as
Yeah,
county.
I do fuck with also Brooks. I do fuck
So
with her.
Did you vote for her?
No, I wasn't in their county.
you could have that was a
State.
statewide
State.
race. She was
No,
running for
no,
senator.
That
no.
was
But
Maryland.
I'm going through. I was in Calvert County, and then
Yeah,
That's
but
still
hold on, were you in
That's
the
Maryland.
like
state of
Maryland.
no.
Maryland?
What I'm saying was I wasn't focused on that during my
Measy
divorce.
baby.
Like I was going through a
You
divorce
ain't voted at all.
in the last 2 years. I've been going through a divorce.
That
We're gonna
race just
change that.
happened.
We're
It
gonna
just happened.
change
She was
that.
No,
on
what
the
I'm
ticket with
saying is
Kamala.
I wasn't focused on
Taylor.
a lot of shit.
Okay, but I'm telling
Cause
you,
you're like,
Like,
hold up, that
how
was
you
like
talk
yesterday.
about
I'm
how you can talk
literally
about
listen.
Biden and Trump, but you don't know about Angela also Brooks.
No,
Like,
I
listen,
do.
we just
No,
You
I
just
do know
also,
about
brother.
her. Listen,
I know
listen,
you know
listen.
about it, but I'm saying you said you wasn't focused on it, but she was on the same ticket as Kamala on
But
this
what
last
I'm
election.
saying is I didn't vote this year.
Okay.
I didn't vote none this year. That's what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is I was in I don't even want to
It's okay.
put it like this. Put it like this.
Out there.
I'm in I was in a transitional moment through all this year where that wasn't
Your priority.
that was on the least of my worries at this point in time. But right now I'm secure where I'm at.
That's what's up.
So yeah,
So I'm gonna
I'm
say
focused
now
on
2022.
a lot of Montgomery County shit right
Mhm.
now, where man, that government can.
Yeah, maybe you can educate us, a little further on
But I
Montgomery
don't know
County.
because I'm just
But
getting here.
we definitely try to get PC straight over here. I ain't gonna hold you. We ain't gonna lie.
She
We
straight went
advocating.
in.
We trying to educate, man. We trying to like really get out here in these streets so
Yeah,
we
man.
can figure out
Look,
who gonna make a real
I
change.
never been focused on local government than I am now. I say that.
Yeah.
I was
So
like,
when it
as a
comes,
father and as a taxpayer, definitely tap in because it was some strong races this last cycle in Montgomery, and there's going to be some coming up in 2026. We're going to be voting for a new governor and the whole shebang in the state of Maryland. It's like if we not tapped in now, this man.
And you can hit me up, and I'll be right there with you, shawty.
All right, bet because I'm gonna be looking for some volunteers.
All
For
right.
sure. See, that's what this is for. You feel me? So
well,
we can bridge our gaps.
I'm rooting for Calvin Hawkins.
Okay, endorsement.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Calvin only because it was a kid who was shot. They lived in
Oh
DC,
my
but
god.
shot in PG County, and no one wanted
Man.
to help with that funeral. And Calvin stepped up and he paid for that funeral. And when I think about Aisha, I hate when she gets on the news and make example out of kids that did something. Like, why you gotta get up there and make an example out of somebody?
Well,
It just hurts my
she
nerves.
be putting kids in front of the camera.
No, for example, a kid went on a bus and attempted to kill someone,
Mm.
and she gave him like life and got on the news to make an example, like telling people this is what can happen. Like, girl,
Wow.
go sit down somewhere.
Wow.
It just irks me. But I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know.
Melvin a good dude, man. I mean, as far as I can see, I definitely rock with him too. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, Jolene
Yeah.
is Jolene. I don't know her well, to be honest. But Aisha is
Jolene is a
outside.
household
So
name. The Ivies been running shit in Prince George's County, and that's what scared me about them. Is like, Jolene, you didn't already use tax dollars, millions of tax dollars to do a special election just to hop in another one. And so it's like those little things where I want to. They've done good. Her and her husband. I get my birthday cards from the Ivies every year, and I like that type of stuff. It's cute, but when it comes down to like more than ever, like the state of Maryland, we're going into this next fiscal budget in a $2.6 billion deficit. So when we talk
Mm.
about saving local dollars in Prince George's County, it shouldn't be going towards you seat hopping. And that's just how I see stuff, because it costs millions of dollars to run these special elections. You got to have the schools either closed or these special places open. You
oh
got to have people in
yeah.
there working it. If people are getting these mail-in ballots, that's paper and ink that's being sent out. Like, it costs millions of dollars to do this. And so the fact that we just had a special election, she became chair of the council, and now you're running for county exec, and it's not even in a year span. It's just like,
All right.
it
Oh,
seems a little selfish to me. But they're good people. Like, I can't say that they've done anything that I've inherently like disagreed with. So they're a household name, the Ivies. And they got the money.
Jolene, Jolene. That's all I think of when I hear her name.
Y'all went crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Those are some fire takes. That's it for Bipartisan Breakdown. Now let's get into the Sice report, where we break down one of DMV's biggest, most recent headlines. For this week's Sice report, we're focused on DC Council member Trayon White. At his swearing in, he apologized to the community and outlined his achievements as Ward 8's leader. But does this apology and his progress outweigh past controversies? Let's unpack the legacy of Trayon White.
Man, my boy, my boy. I don't even know what to say about that, man. But what I will say is I this is just so tough. Like, it's just the system is all jacked up. I don't wish bad on my worst enemy, okay? And I just hate that this happened to Ward 8. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just like I saw the apology and I don't know. I've been feeling like, not that anything wrong with Trayon, but I always feel like the next person should be grooming the next person to take your position. And I just feel like he should have been grooming someone to take that seat. Just because he's been in it for a long time, and just Ward 8 needs some new people, in my opinion. But it just I'm gun violence prevention, so it just really broke my heart when I seen the allegations, when I seen the video. I was right there watching with everyone else, so it was just tough to even still
Can't
to this
defend
day.
that shit.
Yeah, and it's just made it so hard for people like me to get money from for gun violence prevention. So it's just like, nobody won in this situation, but it definitely, I'm happy that it opened like, a lot of people didn't know what we were going through. Like, a lot of us weren't getting money, and just a lot of little stuff going on in gun violence prevention. And I feel like that situation really opened up a lot of things. Not saying I wanted that to happen to him, but I'm glad that they are waking up and saying, where is the money going? What are we doing? And I'm like, yes, finally, we are asking the
Mm,
right questions, because I'm tired of going to funerals. I'm just tired of going to
mm,
funerals that are preventable. Are
mm,
preventable.
mm.
So I love Trayon dearly, but I'm just so happy that the door, everyone's starting to see not his situation, but people are starting to ask questions now. And I'm for it, but I don't want to see my worst enemy go to jail. That's a whole nother story. So, I support murderers. So for a thief, for me not to show love or just, stay out of the way, alleged, it just breaks my heart to see anybody go through that. Because on the flip side, take that money stuff away. I feel like he's a good dude. So it just, with that, eh, you can't, I don't know. Yeah, but that's my little 2 cent.
Hey, you was hilarious, man.
That Floyd, that's
No,
Floyd.
because I'm looking at the thing. He usually he went back to the other screen and introduced whoever was doing it. So anyway,
Oh, I thought you
so I just look up, I see my face and shit right here. It's like, okay, I guess I'm up. It's a tough situation, man. A couple things can be true at the same time, right? So,
yeah.
is it true that money has slowed up now? For sure. Funding has dropped drastically, especially in Ward 7 and Ward 8 after this, right? Here's going to roll. A lot of people going to fall because of this. A lot of people going to suffer from some of this. And it also is a chance for a rebirth when the fire clears, when the smoke clears. Anybody who's actually doing the work, anybody who's actually doing the business side of it as well, which is networking and navigating your way through that, is going to be able to benefit from the need. Like we talked about it earlier, is billions of dollars being funneled in these communities. So it's no secret that they're going to need something to do with that money, just because one man had an unfortunate situation. I don't know if we're going to see that. They're going to have to spend this money eventually. And so when that happens, when the doors open back up, you got to be there. You got to have yourself in position and have your ducks in a row. A couple of things, like I said, could be true, though. Like, so just maybe a couple of weeks or so before this thing happened with Trayon, before he was arrested outside that building, the mayor was doing a press conference talking about how low crime has been and how gun violence has seen a downtick and how the violence prevention companies have been doing such a great job. I know this because at the time I had multiple contracts at that point with multiple different agencies and companies working in crime reduction, violence prevention, VI, et cetera, like that. So I saw the numbers. I went to meetings every week with the people that was doing this all over the city. And I knew about every shoot and every murder that was going on over that week, everywhere. It was all documented. We knew who was coming out of jail, who just got released in what community, all of that. It's not no secret. They got people sitting around at some computer looking at every YouTube video for every rapper, tracing when the video came out, who got killed in that neighborhood, who they beefing with. They got it all. They got all this shit. So the information is not scarce, right? And so just like I said, a couple of weeks before he was locked up, the DC government was singing praises about how these violence prevention programs have been working. And then he gets locked up and all of a sudden they say, see, this is why the violence prevention programs ain't working, because he's stealing the money. Let's keep it real. The facts are the facts based on what was presented as far as evidence. None of it's really, it looks one way, right? But it can look another way. We know this guy that ended up being the informant was also, before all of this, caught up on his own scam in which he, to prevent himself from going to jail, decided to implicate somebody who had been a friend of his for over 20 years. I'm not saying what's right or what's wrong, but Hardy made a very good point. This has spotlighted to people just how fucked up it is for us to do the shit that we be doing or trying to do. Y'all don't realize when we asking for donations, when we talking about grants, when we mad that we didn't get a competition or whatever sort of award, it's because it takes money. Somebody said earlier, it wouldn't cost nothing to take them kids. Well, what the fuck you mean? You know how much Ubers is for 20 kids, 30 kids? You know how much food is for all these kids when you got to feed them? You know, you got to get them back home. You got to make sure they safe. These kids are your responsibility. It's not some quick shit where you can just, everybody, we just go do this. You can't just hop on a metro. These kids got niggas that'll blow their brains off if they get seen on the green line. What can you do about that? So this stuff sounds really simple. if you read these affidavits, if you read the paperwork, it's moments in that shit where Trey is like, man, we gotta do this for the community. And the guy's like showing him a notebook, like, look, this is your cut. He like, nigga, why you keep bringing up the money? Right? So, but it's so weird because we'll bypass that type of shit and we'll say that, oh, no, this is the reason. Well, all of us work in these fields, whether it's in music, entertainment, whatever, we see Trey all the time. But also, when a little kid gets killed at 3 a.m, you see Trey then too. When a kid gets killed in a school, is going through trauma, I've been in there, Trey, right there. So I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I don't know. I wasn't there. I've never take the word of the face value, anyway, of a rat in the United States government. I just don't know, because anything can be misconstrued. If me and you friends, Trey, all for 20 years, and it's nothing for me to throw you. We at the gamble, we at the MGM, and I ain't got my wallet, and I give you 500, or we go on trips and you paying for dinners. But now, all of a sudden, that you get caught up in some shit, I make it look like, oh, I paid for the dinner because it was a reward for you getting me a grant. What? I knew people that was really getting grants. It was really going into schools and going into communities and really doing the work. So just because a nigga say, hey, bro, look, just have a conversation. See if you can get me in there. That don't mean the work wasn't getting done. I don't know what was going on, what wasn't going on. But if me having a conversation with my friend, right, you could tell Trey not no criminal. First of all, nigga, if anybody ever sold dope, any of this shit was in the streets, all of this shit, Trey should have been knew this nigga was trying to set him up. There's several things in this thing to let me know that this nigga wasn't even thinking like, this my man.
Mm-hmm.
He talking to him in the text. Yeah, my girl going out of town. Woo, woo, woo. So, of course, they're going to say, yeah, but then he said, bring me da-da-da-da-da. I don't know what he said. But at the end of the day, I know it's hard as hell to get any of this stuff done. And I know that it's easy to point that finger at him. It's so crazy. The Washington Post, I'm going to keep it real. Washington Post blew my phone up about trying to get a quote about Trey. Tell us what you know. Tell us anything. I said, well, I don't have enough evidence. So they started leaking information to me. That wasn't public yet, right? Trying to get a response. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Right? And the moment I wouldn't get them a negative comment, you know what they did? They put a picture of me in the Washington Post with Trey on, right? Me, him, and another young lady who do work in a neighborhood in Ward 8, right? I mean, this is the type of shit that they do, but the general public don't understand that shit. They don't know that shit, right? And so when I go for a grant, I can't get it. You wonder why? They wondering, shit, is that how Floyd was able to do this and that? No. Matter of fact, everything I've done in my nonprofit for the last 7 years has been off the hands and backs of people who donated. Whether it be people who know me from the streets or know me from the music or know me from the podcast or just know me from whatever. People that know the work gonna get done. So they call me and they say, hey, let's link up, let's get it done. Or they send a little cash out, $5 or $500 or whatever, alhamdulillah. And that's a beautiful blessing. But the reality is I haven't, like Hardy said, I don't benefit from government funding ever. Matter of fact, I'm their opposition because it is niggas that's getting, they doing violence interruptions that's consistent of some bullshit. But we can pay it. Hey, I'm gonna bring some dominoes. Then dominoes don't cost more than $35. But the grant gave you $300 to feed these kids, right? And so we know that type of shit going on, but it ain't just going on in Ward 8 and Ward 7. It's going on in Ward 4, Ward 2, Ward 1, Ward 5, Ward all them motherfuckers, right? If we just talk about how everybody, Republicans, Democrat, this and that, then we know this shit go all the way to the top. Shit, you didn't see their face when that girl was doing that poem and she mentioned Mayor Bowser? Oh shit. We ain't gonna get no more money to protest in front of the dominoes, right? So this is what's going on. You gotta understand. I mean, no disrespect. No disrespect. I don't know nobody's business. But the reality is, it's a lot of shit that needs a lot of attention. But as soon as they brought the mayor up, people's eyes popped out their head. Why? Because you fucking with the money. You fucking with the money. And we would rather give money to things that look like we doing things to give money to people that's actually gonna go do things. right? Because Miss Holly gonna have a say so in that room. Kayla, she gonna have a say so. Floyd gonna say something. Trey gonna say nah, but people gonna have input, and they don't. A lot of people don't want people with input. Hey, we're gonna give you a lot of money to do a lot of nothing, right? And we gotta get rid of this money before the fiscal year ends. And so shout out to, I want to take time to say this. Shout out to all the people who doing that. And pause real quick. Because I'm gonna forget before we get off. Shout out and prayers up for my girl Justice Black, right? Who got her own nonprofit. And early on, I was, helping with that. Because she's a great person. Just was in a pretty serious car accident. And she's in recovery, man. So prayers up to her. But there's so many people who trying to do their own thing and can't figure it out. They can't get the grant. They can't get the foot up. They can't get enough donations. I've been there, right? And so their dreams can't really be manifested how they want it. But I will say, just keep doing what the fuck you're doing, because Trayon, whoever the next guy is, whoever the new guy, whoever anybody is, right? It won't matter who they are if you don't change who you are. So if you want to see some results and you want to see some progress in your internal community or your external community or whatever you want to call it, then you got to do the work. And that don't mean wait till somebody else come in. That means start right now.
All right. So look, I said it and I say it all the time, but I'm big on accountability. Just how like y'all talk about street code. If you know you were part of this, you were part of this. It's the same thing as when you were a politician, you put your hand on that Bible and you said this is what you will and will not do. And so I heard the apology and I was happy that Trey was finally starting to take accountability for what has transpired instead of just acting like this didn't happen at all. I read the affidavit. I read it twice. Hell, I read that joint 3 times. I read it with Floyd. And my issue with it is that we can give Trey grace and that's what he deserves, but I am going to hold him accountable and say, like, you knew what you was doing. Since it, first of all, Trey knows that the FBI has been on his ass. They have raided this man's home multiple times. They've raided certain things of his. Once the FBI is going through your shit, they know what they're looking for. Okay? So to be in that predicament and then to still do something like that is just like, I'm sorry, but you wasn't playing the game. You are not these white people. You are not Mayor Bowser. And that doesn't exclude anybody else. I think everybody that's stealing money off government contracts or whatever you want to call it, kickbacks, everybody should be held accountable. Now, what does being held accountable look like? I don't think he should go to jail. But he does need to be held accountable, as in, I also don't think he deserves that position anymore. Because the integrity of the position has now been lost. And when we look at how many people applied for those grants or applied for whatever life deeds got, how many people and how many good people applied for it and it was given to life deeds because Trayon was in charge of it and there was money involved that he would be receiving back. And so that's what I mean when I say just on the political and on just standing on business, is I gotta hold Trey accountable in that aspect. And then, like you said, he is showing up to the funerals. He is showing up to when kids are dying. And as somebody who had to go to some of those things, damn, it almost feel like a slap in the face because it's like, well, shit. Maybe
where's the money?
If we had the money, we could have saved a couple of those boys around Woodland. If we had the money, they wouldn't have been. But that's all what ifs, right? And my thing is just like, again, I'm glad that he finally came out and acknowledged it, because the prayer circles asking for redemption but not acknowledging that you did something wrong. That didn't make sense to me. And then it's also like, don't try to trick people, because Trey could have played this game of saying whether he wanted Jimmy or somebody else, he could have stepped down off that ballot. And now he's up to getting removed. And that is nothing. They're going to try to appoint somebody to that seat. And now Ward 8 is going to be like, you just gave them the G pass. You knew they was on your ass. Bro, you gotta be smarter than this. When we talk about these systems and we talk about they're after us, we knew that, and you took the bait every fucking time, bro. And you can't sit here and say what he did and didn't do, because it was hurtful as hell when I read the affidavit and he said, yeah, after gun violence prevention, we're going on to mental health because it is a cash cow. That's disrespectful as fuck.
Those 2 words haunt
Yeah,
me.
but
Cash cow.
I hear what you're saying 1,000%, because you cooking like shit, and I'm right here with you. I'm your sous chef. The reality though is this too. Like you said, a lot of people could have got that money that Life D's got, right? But I know a lot of people that was getting money from Life D's that do the work. It wasn't like just like I know you, I know people that had contracts from them who was going in their neighborhoods every week. This wasn't like a give me some money, I'm gonna pretend I'm doing something. No, I know some niggas who probably benefit.
Was that an open process, or was that because they knew they was in that Trayon circle with like how Trayon, man?
I'm gonna be real with you, Kay. If I could give you a white envelope to give me a fucking grand, I would right now. Nigga, I go right now in the shoebox. I swear to God. I go tell a nigga go flip a pound, and so I can give you an envelope today so I can get one of them DYRS contracts, because it's 500
That's
people
cool, long
online.
as you don't take the money from the contract.
Party, I give you a
party. Take it out that shoebox. Don't take it out the grant money. Don't take it out the $1 million that they gave you to serve
at
the
the
community.
end of the day, Floyd, that sound cool and all, but you not elected. You not, and I'm not elected either. So if I go get a grant and I can give you a kickback because I didn't put my hand on that Bible and say the same way you talk about no snitching in y'all code. Right. There is a political code. Like you are sworn in for a reason. You're sworn in. That's the contract. And it's like, bro, it ruins the integrity. Like when we talk about why we don't trust Dems and why we don't trust Republicans, it's the same why niggas don't trust motherfuckers on a local level either, because it's all the same thing. We had the same thing in PG County. While Trey was getting the boot, so was one of the PG County council members, because niggas is stealing money. This is the same money that we yelling, we out here fighting for. Let's be real. We all deserve more than a $5,000 grant. You know, I didn't bust the whole hood to where we go, Kings Dominion and back, and fed everybody. Yeah. That was more than 5 banks. Yeah. So I'm saying, like, I'm just tunnel vision.
No, you're not wrong.
Trey is good. And that's why I say, because I love him and because I respect him, I'm going to hold him accountable. And holding him accountable, I'm not wishing jail time on him, but I'm saying stand 10 toes in your shit. And if you go and run around and say you Marion Barry and you Robin Hood and all these other different things, stand 10 toes in that shit. And can we talk about that piece? Because Marion Barry did not steal from the community. That man was in his own life stuff that he was doing life stuff that had nothing to do with the community. Okay, niggas is still getting jobs off Marion Barry today. Trayon has not made that type of impact, so we are not going to keep comparing him either. Like that boils my blood a little bit. Like, put some respect.
I just think that Trey mean that ideally, but I get it, because the offenses that MB had don't really reflect something that he was doing, at least the perception that he was stealing from the people. I don't think Trey was stealing, just to keep it honest. I personally don't think that Trey was stealing from the people, but I do get that that's how it looks, right? And so,
where does the grant money come from?
The DC government.
And how does DC government get money?
The people.
Taxes.
He highlighted some accomplishments. He said 5 new recreation centers, 2 senior living homes, 11 million in grants for Black-owned businesses, 2 family shelters, and a men's shelter, and the revitalization of Berry Farms.
Yeah.
The revitalization of Berry Farms. Have y'all seen Berry Farms lately?
Every day.
Okay. And how many of those houses are people who got pushed out are about to be able to come and live back there?
They have first access. Matter of fact, what's crazy is the young lady who's responsible for the whole development. She actually
Berry Farms.
She owns the young lady who's responsible for it. She owns this bar at Adams Morgan called Shanklin Hall, right? Mm-hmm. And so she's a young Black entrepreneur. I won't say architect, but I think she is there too. But I had her come and talk to the whole Berry Farms rec center, a packed room, kids, adults, and explain to them the whole project, explain to them their rights and the access they'll have when the project's complete. I had her take the people that was over the rec center with myself, give us a tour, show us the units, show us how we'll be involved, because I guarantee you, if you don't connect the past with the present, this joint gonna get burnt the fuck down. I don't care how many nice little things y'all put up. And so I think it's our job, the ones who know that people do this, like they did in Sursum Quarter, like they did in other parts of the city, and don't include it. So now we gotta be like, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Floyd. I need you to come meet them, because this is the people that's impacted by this. I don't know if that is on. I don't know if that being a part of Trey's resume is like a saving grace for anybody. I mean,
No.
listen.
He's human. People fuck up, and all I'm saying is he's done great. But you gotta hold yourself accountable in this idea. And given the fact of even still running was selfish, because now Ward ain't about to be as out of luck. Like,
so listen, he could have did the Joe Biden. Okay, he could have said, listen, I don't want, because we know how the council work, right? If I'm not mistaken, that if they kick you off, you can't come back on. But if you bow out gracefully, you can always come back. That's what Murray Bird was able to do. Hey, I know I was smoking crack in there with a prostitute. I'm going to go ahead and, right, or whatever it was, like, go ahead and take yourself away from it. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and appoint such and such, Miss Johnson. She's such a great lady. She's perfect for the job, whatever. And now, whenever you get done with your legal situation, I don't think Trey facing no jail time. But whenever you get done your legal situation, I'm back, and you the people's champ, and now you really Marion Bird, right? Now you come with new programs.
Marion Bird, what he did was personal.
Nah, you missing what I'm saying. I'm saying ideally
run piece.
Yeah, it's a people's hit, but the fact that they kicked them off.
We need Barber's son on here.
The fact that they kicked them off, it makes it a little bit more difficult for that. But look, man, I allow the best of planners, man. Whatever it's gonna be. Huh?
It just puts Ward 8 in a fucked up position, because to sit on there as a council member and now you're not in charge of no committee, you don't have a job. You just taking tax dollars.
It's tough. It's a tough situation.
And then
hopefully everybody come out, because I'm gonna be real with you. It's a lot of heads rolling behind this shit. The niggas know Trayon name, but it's a lot of people involved. These guys was going down for federal fraud in a major way, and they gave up a lot. We know what they did with Trey. We don't know. I mean, it's heads of other agencies that nobody's seen in months. Type shit.
Look at the ONC office, the one's office.
Look at all of you. They doing a lot of scrambling. Paul. So
and when you actually look at like applying for that grant, this Life D's got, man, I can't even apply for that. None of us on this call could apply for it. So when you think about the hurdles you got to jump through and what you got to do to just even apply and be qualified, I kind of understand. It is. I hate the system. So me personally, I feel like he shows up in these neighborhoods, and I mean, like you said, he swore in, so that's a whole nother thing. But I hate the way these systems are set up, because nobody can apply. To this day, Life D's lost their grant, and guess who picked it up? Nobody. Okay, they about to disperse it to the people that already got grants. Now their grants is bigger, so it's just like it's retarded the way the money is handled. The same office that he was involved in, they came to me, and they said, we want to do a cleanup. I loved it. They gave out the gift cards. Oh, y'all got 2 days to spend it. Like, come on now. Like, it don't.
And some of them joints ain't even work.
And some didn't even work. Y'all just don't even know how y'all mishandling money.
But like, you gotta say the agency name now. Like, that's 2025. We can't. But I'm not saying you specifically right now. I'm saying going forward, we can't let people hide behind the veil no more. Because that's how they've been able to get away with this shit forever. And so if we want to make anything shake up for real, we got to be able to say one's fucked me over when the girl accused me of sexual harassment, trying to sue one's. We got to say that one's mishandled that. We got to say that I came out the right side of the investigation and it proved that I was the victim of a Ponzi scheme. We got to be able to say that ones do that, but don't nobody do that because everybody want another grant from ones.
It's not the whole
It's not,
office though.
yeah, it's not the whole.
It's some
I'm
good
not
people.
saying, I'm not saying it is, but when we talk about black men, we're not saying this black. We just saying the jump. But hey, by the way, this thing was a systemic thing, right? If I was to give you the details, it wouldn't be no. This not just the whole office. It was a situation that ran through the entire agency, from staff at the bottom to the top of the food chain. This is a
painting them broad brushes.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly because and that's the other piece to it when I say everybody, and that's why I said it wasn't just Trey. Everybody got to be held accountable because how y'all let this go on for so many years? They only bagged him on what they caught on camera, but they've said this Drake been going on for about 4-6 years now. Like BFFR. Like we
no, that's okay. I think you misread that. What they said was like 6 years ago. He gave Trey some money and Trey dicked him, right? 20. He said he gave him $20K to help get a con. I mean, damn, Trey. Listen, you know we talk, but not about this. But
and that's why I said, look.
No, but listen, no, it's real. No, I like what you said, accountability. But the thing has said that Trey basically didn't do what he said he was going to do. So now, out of nowhere, you pop back up, and now you really got a real issue because you gave him money before he fucked you up. In my head, I can see like a nigga coming to me, hey, Bray Floyd, man, I give you $500 to get on your podcast. All right, cool. I take the money. Yeah, Kurt, when we gonna do the interview? I'm saying I'm booked up this month. Hey, Flo, look, I got $1,500. I'm trying to bring Trey up there.
Next time he come with $2,500, I'm gonna look at him funny. I ain't gonna hold you. He'd be like, nigga, I already carried you.
I'm definitely looking at you funny.
You coming back with 25?
That's what I'm saying, Trey. You could tell that this wasn't Trey thing, dog. Like when you came back with that third envelope, I'm like, hold up, bro, nigga, you ain't nobody that sweet, nigga. Don't fuck it up. You got your phone just sitting right here in the cup holder, nigga. Let's take a walk like John Gotti, nigga. Talk like this, like I don't trust it.
And like y'all said earlier, when you hang around people that you know, like it's be aware of your surroundings. You gotta be smarter, and that's why I think I was disappointed the most. Is like we know how they've been trying to maneuver in Ward 8, and Trayon has done a great job of blocking a lot of the over policing and the gentrification that could be happening in Ward 8. And so it's like you already know you got that target on your back. So you got to play this game with like you got this target on your back. Like I said, it's been in the news of Trey stuff being raided for years now. So it's like they on you. So to continue to do it is just you got to be smarter than this.
It was bad after that. When he made that little weather change comment, they hopped on his
line. Yeah, when he said the Jews be playing with the weather.
Yeah, it was over with.
Funny enough, he said the Jews be playing with the weather now.
He was looking sweet until that shit happened. And it was like, oh no. And there's nothing after that you can even think about doing, not knowing they gonna be on your ass.
But I mean, we keep talking about the people. I mean, the Jews are running when we talk about the music scene and how we talked about earlier, that's the Jews that's running the back scenes and all of that. Yeah. It's the Jews who I wish Dutch was still on here. Were you talking about pushing feminism and single womanhood and all this stuff, being a city girl? That is what is being chose. Like,
that's a fact.
We black artists, to get anything positive on the radio, you gotta be fucking Beyonce, okay? Like it just doesn't sell. It's what's pushing. It's what they're always gonna put into the forefront. And I mean, again,
and I
you
think
gotta be smarter than this.
Yeah, another thing that mess people up, and everybody like, oh, Trump PPP. Them PPP them PPPs mess DC up, okay? Them PPPs,
show what niggas would rather do with money.
See, they got a few people. Them PPPs, they gave them all that money. They ain't know how to act, and
I think a lot of us should hold our community responsible for that too.
Yeah,
show what niggas would do with money, and a lot of people didn't do the right shit, and they like, damn,
Like
home.
we could have been up.
And then I said,
I
I
was
said
too
it at the
scared to
beginning.
apply for one.
I said, man, they gave all these youngins this money and this access, even youngins. And I'm like, they going and buying all type of drugs, cars, guns, getting apartments.
Jewelry.
I said, when that shit jewelry. I said, when that shit slow down, man, they build up these big ass personas. What they gonna do to uphold that?
It's gonna be over with.
Oh my God, man.
We seeing it now.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? It's like, or I go just the civilians, people, or the people in the surroundings better be on notice, because it's like they gonna have to want to uplift that life after they gave it all to the clubs and to the drugs and to the jewelry, man.
Wow. So they rap career.
Because niggas spent a lot of that shit out the community. So
and the money,
somebody like feeling like they fell off, and you gonna do anything by any means necessary to stay on.
When you was never on for real, because you got that shit in the quick, fast, and hurry. So it's like that's even worse. They don't know nothing else but to start setting each other up. Plays is going bad. People know certain people got more money than others. They getting them in certain spots or certain places. It ain't a party no more. You think it's still your same man you doing things with. Nope. You don't know his money ran out. You his lick now. You know what I'm saying? And it get real bad. It got real bad. And it's still going bad. Y'all had a lot of fire takes on this.
We love you.
That snow is outside, baby.
It's definitely snow.
That snow is coming, baby. I got no action in this motherfucker. I'm a loser.
I looked outside and it was snowing.
I should have found a single mother to lay up with.
They just
long as it ain't Dutch baby mother.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
And look, y'all crazy as shit.
My bad.
Great topic.
I'm just joking.
I ain't gonna lie, this 3-hour conversation that made me feel like we was in 2020, locked in the house.
Yeah, COVID.
But we just snowed in. This was
COVID.
good.
I don't know if we wrapped the Trey thing or not, but I think he's gonna be all right. I think people love a comeback story, and like
don't
Kay said,
count them out for sure.
Once you put accountability in the mix, and I seen him, and he's a humble dude, man. Like I seen him recently. He's not hiding or nothing like that. Listen, he's still out there with people. Man. People still love him, and he's still a good dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like any of us that feel like we so-called anything, adults, whatever, man. We done had our ups and our downs, and so
we all can get betrayed, man.
That's man. That's
right.
And it's funny because I had before I was just had so much to say, like, and then when I saw him, my heart changed. Like, he's still human. I know murderers. Okay, I work with murderers, so to even feel any type of way about what he did would be just, just crazy on my end. So, yeah.
We got now. I hope he ain't mad for me making this little joke, but hey Trey, you can't go to Turning Natural, dog.
Okay.
With a Slurpee from Turning Natural, nigga. They just went down with a fucking raid, nigga. You can't be in Turning Natural, nigga, with the Nipsey Hussle drink, with the smoothie, nigga. You got to go. You got to do that shit with the nice little podium, you know what I'm saying? But you did what you had to do. Good luck with everything, man.
You lost me.
Good luck with everything. Yeah, that Turning Natural was fucked up.
Something that he has
looked that up.
That I think is absolutely true is where I've heard him repeat it multiple times of like, God knows my heart. And I don't think he did anything to be mal or to hurt at all. But again, everybody makes mistakes. And it's just like, that's why I said I was really happy and I appreciated the apology, because it was finally taking some type of accountability for what is going on. Because, so all love to Trey. And he gonna be all right. He got a hell of people, but he gonna be all right. And the thing is, when we talk about transparency, and the same reason why people love Trump is the same reason why they love Trey, because he is relatable, is cutthroat, is straightforward. Like, he speaks their language. So,
and hopefully this little break could be good for everybody, man. Everybody get new perspectives and learn some new tricks of the trade. Because like you said, need some fresh air in the city. And when you think about the fact that they've extended Ward 8 to over that bridge now, and that's prime real estate. And so, it's not just about, it ain't just about them niggas over there in Berry Palms no more.
Right.
Now you got Navy Yard involved and Audi Field and all of that. I mean, it's money time now.
Yeah.
What's that? I think that's the first. This is the first episode of 2025.
Hey.
Yeah, so we wrapping up the first episode of 2025,
That's
man.
right.
Well, we tackled a lot of tough questions. We had heated but all in love debates, which I love to inspire here. And a lot of people told a lot of personal stories that mattered. And we tackled a lot of things that meant most to our culture. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Sice Room and catch us live weekly. For everybody that love us, that's gonna come to the YouTube, just the same name as the Instagram. Drop your comments, your likes, let me know. I'll send out certain invitations to certain people that really want to come up here and make impactful speeches that move the culture from DMV culture to music to politics. Thank y'all. We love y'all, man. That's another one. Shout out the gang, man. Everybody came and spit a whole lot of fire. We love and appreciate everybody.